what the Mohila factor is.
Okay, let's try and add the rural filter here.
A rural state.
Okay.
If you draw in the rural factor on the magic wall, it kind of tells you.
So the Mahila factor and rural factor. This is 2024 Lok Sabha, 73 seats. Now, if I were to go look at the 2020 Vidhan Sabha, just going 2020 Vidhan Sabha, it's again 68. So rural voters, Mahila have gone towards the JD.
And I would argue
NDA.
to add to what Aman was saying, I think Aman is absolutely right about the 3 steps that were taken by Nitish Kumar last year. I would add one more to that, to the pensions and to the Mahila scheme, is the PM Kisan factor. I think that's an understated factor because it's been going on for a long time. 28,000 crores have been given to small farmers in Bihar. That's a national scheme. But I think one of the reasons what I explained these rural numbers, and if you remove the Mahila tab from the look at the rural parts of Bihar without the Mahila factor as well, you will find a very similar trend.
Similar trend, yes. Quickly, Sandeep, you have to go to our reporters.
We have been talking of women, we have been talking of youth, and we have been talking of caste. And Rashid ji raised the question of unemployment. I think what is important to focus is unemployment has been there last 25 years among the top 3 problems that people have faced. What is critical this time is the trust quotient. You see, who does the voter trust in terms of being able to deliver what they are promising? Everybody is making great delivery promises. But who does the voter trust in that sense? Yes. And that, I think, is the critical factor when they stand before that EVM to vote.
Let's ask Arunima and Arun Dhanta joining us. Arunima, whereabouts are you? You are. Why do I see Anand Singh behind you? So whereabouts? I see you on the poster. Yeah.
Yes, so I am at Anand Singh's Patna residence, and you know, it's all decked up. It's almost as if it's Diwali still continuing. It says, "Jail ka fatak tootega, mera sher chhootega." And if you come with me inside, I want to show you the party offices are not ready as yet. But the Anand Singh residence is all decked up. There are supporters here. There are shamiyanas that have been put up on the other side. And they say they're going to feed 1 lakh people. So this is the shamiyana. The chairs have all been set up. The tables have been laid out. And the food, just bear with me if I will walk down to the kitchen area. I spotted at least 10 tubs of gulab jamun and rasgulla already ready. There's a huge kadhai there which was simmering with tarkari. So this is the area where the supporters from Mokama are going to come and they're going to be fed. There's a poster outside which says that every Vidhan Sabha member in Mokama is welcome to Anand Singh's residence. So this is the kitchen area that we are now walking into, where the cauliflowers have been chopped, the tomatoes are being pureed. And here when I go right, I'm going to show you where the mithai section is. This is the mithai section.
Oh, Neeraj from News 18 India is already in there.
Yes, so there you go. This is the mithai section.
Wow.
You see the gulab jamun is already ready. The rasgulla is already, ready for dispersal. And on the puri tarkari nash being prepared.
अरे यहाँ डाइट कंट्रोल करवा रहे हैं आप और आप पूरी तरकारी और गुलाब जामुन दिखा रही हैं.
The पूरी तरकारी is ready here. कितने लोगों के लिए खाना बन रहा है बता दीजिए यहाँ पे?
हाँ मैडम 1 लाख.
1 लाख?
हाँ मैडम जी.
तो आपको पता है वो जीत रहे हैं?
एकदम जीत रहे हैं. इधर आ जाइए, इधर सब्जी पड़ेगा.
Okay, the sabzi is going for dispersal, Anand. It's a full-on kitchen that is.
हर बार आनंद सिंह जीतते हैं.
नहीं, इस बार जेल गए तो असर नहीं पड़ेगा.
कोई जेल का असर नहीं पड़ेगा इस बात को लेकर के. मैं भी आनंद, आप भी आनंद, पूरे मोकामा की जनता से हर घर से है अनंत अनंत.
Okay, हर घर से है अनंत अनंत. So that is the sentiment here. They're saying साजिश रची गई है. So this is एक मिनट. So they're all excited because they feel as soon as counting begins, Anand Singh will be declared winner. So at least at one place here in Patna, the early mover advantage can be seen in the kitchen.
Well, see, Anand Singh is somebody who's always another Bahubali. Arunima, and jail ka darwaza tootega, mera sher chhootega. That's a sentiment in Mokama, and Anand Singh had said that this was being done deliberately to try and sabotage my own campaign. That's what he had believed. But whether or not the victory is in his, we don't know. But आप गुलाब जामुन पूरी तरकारी खाइए हमारी तरफ से. हमारा डाइट नहीं छूटेगा अभी तक तो because हम वहाँ आपके साथ नहीं है.
Diet control for us also.
Let's go across to Arun Dhanta. Arun Dhanta is there at the BJP office. हाँ अरुण वाह, अभी भी आप अकेले ही हैं कि आ गए कार्यकर्ता?
बिल्कुल 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 आनंद, अभी भी हम अकेले ही हैं क्योंकि बीजेपी इज वेरी कैलकुलेटेड एंड मेजर्ड हियर. एज वी स्पोक टू लीडर्स yesterday, they are saying that they will start celebrations, but there is a specific time for it. 7:38 you will see that BJP workers will be coming slowly to the party office. That's the instruction which has been given. And also, as we were discussing earlier, Anand, that the orders have been placed for the sweets here, and slowly you will see that also trickling in. Right now, of course, the office is filled with the posters, one of which you see right behind me, Raftar pakad chuka hai Bihar fir se NDA sarkar. So the entire office is decked up with such posters, and you will see slowly BJP workers will be coming in here. We are also told that there is a place dedicated here where the laddu, samosas and things for the breakfast will be prepared. So those people will also be coming in here at the BJP office. And BJP, of course, as we discussed earlier, is very, very confident that they're going to cross 160.
Right. Whether or not they cross 160, we will know in a few hours from now, Arun Danta. But in a few minutes, you will have nice hot breakfast. That's good. So the hard work pays off. Early bird catches the samosa in this case. Thank you. Stay on. We'll come back. And as and when we have somebody from the Bihar BJP coming there, we'd like you to speak with them. Pallavi Ghosh, ये बड़ा सुनसान वीराना, आप कहाँ पर हैं?
Okay, it's not Virana at all. It's just trickling in. You see this bus over here? That's a trademark Prashant Kishore bus. I'm at the Shekhpura house in Patna. He's been parked over here for 3.5 hours. A very kind of a corporate style of campaign. I'm just going to give a wee bit picture right behind me. These are the people who are trickling in. This is the team PK as they call themselves. You know, Prashant Kishore has tried to change the landscape of the way elections should be done over here, because wherever he's been traveling, he's been talking about a different Bihar. He's talking about that caste should not be the barometer. I want jobs. You know, in fact, he's the only one who's also talking about prohibition doesn't make sense at all, and if I come to power. And I remember when I had spoken to him and I asked him whether you're a king or a kingmaker, he told me very categorically that I'm going to be the kingmaker. Well, the numbers are going to tell us that. But he's kept both the camps.
If you have been speaking to him, you should have asked him, kingmaker बनना है तो लड़ना भी तो चाहिए था. Why didn't he fight the elections? Election लड़े होते तो 5-10 सीटें मिलती.
When I went to Gopalganj, I did ask him that question, but you know, he tells me that a captain of the ship ही अगर लड़ने लगेगा तो फिर वो बाकी टीम मेंबर्स के लिए क्या लड़ेगा और क्या बैटिंग करेगा. So that's his logic.
Cricket
but you know, I agree,
in cricket the captain leads from the front. You have to be in the middle. Batting आपको करना है. आप नहीं बैटिंग करेंगे, आप रन नहीं बनाएंगे, the team will not get lifted. Morale will not be up.
But I think, Anand, he wants to be a different kind of a captain over here. He wants to be, but I agree with you. Before I come back to you, I think there's been one point which may have hurt him, which could hurt him, which has certainly given an ammunition to his political opponents over here, was the fact that why did he not contest the elections? Because whatever explanation he may give, they always ask this question that.
Right, and not just, absolutely. After doing 3 years of hard work, legwork on ground and trying to set up cadre and party right across every district, every ward, every area, why did he actually then not contest? Everybody had the same. You had to contest. You had to go and challenge somebody, the tiger. Either contest where, the Lalan Singh was contesting, or somebody from JDU was contesting, or from Raghopur, where Tejashwi, Bastion, go ahead and show that fight to at least energize your cadre. That's the sentiment everybody had. And when he said, I'm not fighting, I think that itself deflated the entire campaign for Chand Suraj, contrary to what he may believe. All right, there's another poster. Just coming back to you, Pallavi, in a bit, to our guests in the studio. Have a look at this poster. So viewers, there are poster wars. JDU now has released a poster that exudes confidence. Bas kuch hi ghanton ka intezar. That's what the poster says. We'll try and play. It's just a matter of a few hours. Phir se Nitish Sarkar. Something to that effect. There it is. See, there you go. Bas kuch ghanton ka intezar, phir aa rahi hai Sushasan Sarkar. So this is the poster that has been put by Nitish Kumar and the JDU. Very clearly, their tone is is a stark contrast to the RJD. I'm going to check with our team if we can put the RJD poster on the far side, and we can just compare and contrast the tonality from both the parties. The moment you see these kind of the tonality and the signaling, does that not show who's the winner and who's the loser? Now, these are the two. Thank you. That's great. Now, सावधान, हर स्ट्रॉन्ग रूम के पास सब कुछ शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से होना चाहिए बोल रहे हैं नीचे, पर 20,000 लोग पहुंचिए. ये देखिए शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से होगा, नीचे छोटा लिखा है, बड़ा लिखा है सावधान 20,000 लोग पहुंचिए। हियर दे आर सेइंग कुछ ही घंटों का इंतजार, फिर आ रही है सुशासन सरकार। संदीप जी।
Now, it's clear that the JDU wants to ramp up the way it projects its confidence level, because there was a lot of talk of the JDU being the weak link of the NDA, and I think they want to very clearly say we are there in front, we are there leading in important ways the
Right.
coalition. So that's the whole message that goes back, and with this focus on Nitish as Sushashan Babu, the clear focus on him is very much there.
Sandeep, in the start when we saw BJP a bit not declaring him very clearly, saying Vidhayak Dal set karega, I saw Nitish Kumar's party come out with this poster 25 se 30 phir Nitish. So they had very clearly put it out. There was also a lot of talk, Anand, that when BJP and JDU decided to contest 101 seats each. Always in Bihar, the JDU has contested more seats in an assembly election when they fought with the BJP. This is the first time that both contested the same number of seats. A lot of chatter in Patna, is Nitish being cut to size, he's not being declared the CM face. Nitish party came out and said 25 se 30 phir se Nitish. Aaj also they are saying that kuch ghanton ka intezar phir Nitish sarkar. So JDU is very clear. BJP in fact had to come around and very clearly then say that Nitish will be the chief minister.
And not just that, despite
At this point, I want to give you some numbers. In 2005, in 2020, the JDU had contested 115, BJP had contested 110. And even earlier in 2005, JDU contested 139, BJP contested 102. This is the first time it's an equal alliance in number of seats.
So Anand, I think this poster business is purely for the media consumption. I think few hours people will get to know. This is just to draw attention, and they're being very successful.
Yeah, whatever poster you put, there has to be a tonality to it. That is the reason why.
It's of no purpose.
The Jaish-e Mohammed poster was also for social media consumption, but the tonality was important, the messaging was important.
I think we have to remember here that the situation today, even in national politics, it's an alliance government. JDU is a very important ally for the stability of the government at the center. JDU wants to project that strength and hopes to have a good performance. So it has more leeway nationally as well in alliance discussions. So I think this confidence is also kind of like a start to how much it will negotiate with the center if the elections go.
I think the focus for Nitish has always been to get special status without getting special status. That's where it is. You can't officially give special status, but you got to give enough to Bihar so that it's never a Bimaru this one, and the Bihari does not have to go Bahar. Now, will that promise be made? Will they exact more of their flesh? Yes, Rahul.
I'm worried.
You're worried?
Looking at RJD poster, because I think what seems to be happening after 2024, of course, like opposition parties in last 1.5 years has been sort of questioning the election process, and this is basically taking it to another level, right? Just before the counting is beginning, if you start doubting the entire process, this is basically, now we are on the downhill on this road, because like I don't know what would happen in the evening, but I think the entire process now with every election will always be contested.
Is this going to be trouble only if it is a very, very close fight? That if it comes down to the final 7, 8, 10 seats and the margin is 300, 400 votes or something like that, and that's where then our allegations start coming. If it's a runaway win one way, you think there will be any trouble? Yeah.
No, trouble can happen any which way, Anand, but just look at the stark contrast in signaling, messaging of the two posters. One is one seems like a chilled out, confident sort of message, and in the other you see Lalu Prasad with a huge stick, a lathi, standing there, and they're asking people to sort of come in thousands. And also this whole sab kuch shantipurna tarike se hoga is a meme which is kind of ironic when they put Doval's photo or some, before war and or something like that, and then they put that line.
Don't worry, all is well.
The point is, like, see, what's happening is that the opposition has started claiming that we are not losing election. The election is being stolen from us, right? Maharashtra was a runaway win, right? Given the kind of verdict they got.
Election being stolen, this is the narrative.
So what you saw, like Maharashtra and Haryana story began much later after the results came out. Now this story is beginning even before the counting has begun, because in last 2 days you saw Tejashwi Yadav sort of like reaching out to his workers, doing Zoom calls, trying to tell them this is what you have to do at the strong room, and now you have these kind of posts.
And that is where I feel, Anand, that the Election Commission has not handled this allegations of vote chori in an apt and appropriate manner. They should have ordered some kind of probe. There are a lot of former chief election commissioners are around. There should have been some kind of probe or investigation into what a leader of opposition was saying. Whether it was true, untrue, it would have become doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani. See, by skirting it, it's not a matter of court.
Rahul Gandhi during the campaign, the RJD focused not on vote chori as the Congress did. But now with this issue coming up as part of their poster, now is it a reflection of the RJD seeing the writing on the wall
is it him,
need to prepare the
or
ground?
is it them trying to say, because the cadre, if he is trying to say the cadre has to come, that means that the cadre is deflated. There is something on the ground sentiment for a Tejaswi to sit down and address a press crowd. Don't worry, हमने अच्छा किया है. Why? The cadre will already know अगर हमने अच्छा किया है.
I agree with Rahul on the deeper point here that the great resilience of Indian democracy has been that everybody believes in the system. Now, when the losers start saying, "Look, we never lost, but we never lost, but the election was stolen," it puts a question mark on the legitimacy of the entire system, and it puts a question mark on the stability of the system. And therefore, I mean, while the Election Commission could have handled it better for sure, but the fact of the matter is, this is not good for Indian democracy. If you start having these kind of direct questioning happening, because then everything is up in the air.
You can't stop a sore loser unless there is active proof. You can make allegations. I can keep saying Rashid Bhai had 2 plates of poha. He had 2 plates of poha. He had 2 plates of poha. You may all say, okay, he may have had to. Show me the plate. There is no plate. There is only 1 plate there. So, no, he still has had 2 plates of
poha. Is very different from.
Saka Jacob right behind me. Okay,
I don't even have any poha.
And I keep telling Zaka.
Why, Rashid? Please give me also some poha. Why are you the only one who's having poha?
No.
It's about the credibility of the system. It's not about outcome. We should not link.
But then you can't make claims which you can't substantiate. No, then give it on a written affidavit. You're not doing that.
In a vibrant democracy,
in the context of Bihar, when Mr. Gandhi took out his yatra, of course that flopped, and we know that Congress is being looked at as a liability. But now when Tejaswi is picking up this issue, the same issue that Mr. Gandhi set in Bihar, although it was kind of like, it didn't pick up any momentum. But if Tejaswi is inciting his workers to come out on that street, that's a different story from Mr. Gandhi taking out a yatra.
Let's take a look at this Rahul Yatra factor. And I'm doing this on 2024 Lok Sabha leads pasted onto Assembly, by the way, which Nalan thinks is the way to go, because he thinks this will be similar to the 2024 Lok Sabha results and not so much the 2020 election. Let's look at the impact of the Rahul Yatra, if at all. It's going to be felt. 183 constituencies, but look at the numbers. The NDA still, out of those 183, is still leading in 122. The India Alliance only in 43. And look at the difference in the vote share. In a state where talking about 1% can make a difference of 10 or 15 seats. Last time around, the difference between the two alliances was less than 1%, and yet the NDA eked out. There is a 11% gap. So my point is, will it fall exactly the way it happened in 2024 Lok Sabha? Maybe not. Certainly not, because Mr. Modi is on the ticket, and I think that's a big factor. But if you were to apply this back to how it was in the 2020 Vidhan Sabha, along with that same Rahul Gandhi filter, then the numbers change. Then it's much closer. Look at this. The difference in vote share is barely 1%, a little over 1%, and the difference in seats is down to 30. Is not the same as what we saw in 2024 Lok Sabha. So the question is, which way will this verdict fall? Will it fall somewhere in between 2020 Vidhan Sabha or 2024 Lok Sabha?
No, and to open up to close a 11% vote share gap, it's not an easy ask. See, look, if you look at the 2024 numbers that you put, look at that vote share gap. It's 11% vote share gap. Now, in Bihar, you have these cases, you may have vote share, but you may not end up with seats. That's also there, that votes could be concentrated on certain seats and not spread all across.
There was
That's
a
also
vote
possible.
share gap in 2019 Lok Sabha, but Tejashwi closed that in the Bidhan
in 2020.
In 2020.
Yeah, so I think the critical difference there is, when people are voting in the Lok Sabha, it's for, I'm choosing the Prime Minister. I'm voting for or against Modi, right? Whereas in the Vidhan Sabha, that's not quite the case.
I think across the country, you see this difference in the way Lok Sabha voting turnout happens.
Karnataka is a
in
classic
Vidhan Sabha.
example.
And
that's true.
Here, very clearly, when it comes to the assembly, the RJD pulls up the alliance a bit. And when it comes to the Lok Sabha, because of the NDA factor, the Prime Minister factor, they are able to do much better in the Lok Sabha election.
In fact, this is the
Especially
2019
since
one. I
2014.
projected this on to 2019. In fact, it's the LJP that's doing better than the BJP when you talk about the 2019 numbers. Sorry, the JDU, which is doing better than the BJP when you talk about the 2019 numbers. But I think ultimately this election will fall somewhere between the 2020 Vidhan Sabha, as we saw here, and the 2024 Lok Sabha, because the alliances are pretty much the same, even though the people they are choosing, one election is for Prime Minister, the other election is for Chief Minister. But this is on the Rahul Gandhi Yatra factor. This is how the map is right now. In about 30 minutes, we will start getting the little pockets getting filled up with either saffron or green or India Alliance. Two biggest factors everyone thinks is going to influence this election. One is women, the other is youth. Which of these two do you think will prevail or will dominate the discourse of this election?
See, on women factor, we know quite more than we know on the young factor. One, we know that women have largely voted for Nitish. Two, we know that the gender turnout has been really high, right? So gender gap is also strong. And women also make half of youth population, right? So given that, I think the impact of that vote is going to be much more. The question is whether that vote will keep the results around 2020 mark or that result will keep around 2024 mark. And that's one of my sort of concerns with the exit polls. If exit polls have not waited for differentials in gender turnout, then the numbers they are estimating is conservative. And
so you're saying it'll be much more than 130, 140?
Yeah, because if women are coming out in greater numbers and they are more likely to vote for a party, if you don't weigh for that in your vote share data or vote estimate data, it will not show. So that's why you're seeing the vote share gap in some polls is around 4%, 5%. But the seats they are showing is 120, 130.
See, when certain pollsters say youth and youth are voting for Tejashwi, are they saying that youth male and female? Or are they saying youth only male? Because the dipstick analogies or focus group analogies, if I may say, when our reporters have gone on ground and they have said, women are saying, I can go back home at 10. My daughter comes back home at 10 after work and she's safe. Now that daughter is a youngster. She's youth. Now who's she going to vote for? And has that been factored in pollsters when they are doing these dipsticks? Because we said, no, Mahila is spread across age groups and castes and this one, social strata.
I think, as Rahul said, there is some element of clarity which is emerging on the way the Mahila vote is likely to go. And for a variety of reasons, it seems to be favoring the NDA. If you look at the youth vote, and I concede the point that half that youth vote is women, but if you look at the other half, the expression in the media that the Gathbandhan may be the beneficiary of this vote, I think there are important question marks there, because I go back to my earlier point. If the youth are worried about issues of employment and the like, who are they looking at in terms of being able to solve that problem?
Who do they trust?
The trust quotient. And there I believe it may well be, and we'll get to know in the course of today, it may well be that that youth vote also to a certain extent may have moved towards
So then in that case, then does this then become a runaway election? Will this then become a runaway election if they say that the trust factor, yes, unemployment is an issue, who do I trust?
The polity, I feel that is now smarter than we think them to be. So I feel like if there's a party that is making promises of jobs, for instance, but there is no backstory of how these jobs are going to be created. Like we saw this after the Karnataka win, the Congress Karnataka win, that you made so many promises, you couldn't live up, like there was a dent on your exchequer. So this becomes a big problem. Our polity is smart. So then are the women across age groups thinking that we'd rather have cash in hand, make our own investments like bakri or, you know, some other farm animals, sewing machines, makhana, you know, farming, whatever it is that, are they thinking, do they have more confidence in what they are going to do with that money?
On this Mahila voter thing, you know, again, I'm plotting it on the 2020 result. So we have those constituencies and more than half the number of seats in the state where women have outvoted men by a percentage of more than 10, which means for every 10 men, there are 11 women who are voting. 124 of those constituencies, the NDA won 39% vote share, and the India Alliance got just 42 at 36% vote share. Remember, overall in the state, the vote share difference was less than 1%. But here, the vote share difference is more than 3%. So this is a huge factor, and this is a JDU vote. A lot of the JDU seats were on the back of the women vote. Today, we'll see on these 124 seats where women outvote men by how much and who are the beneficiaries, politically speaking.
I want to make a couple of quick points on this. We mapped the ratio of women's seats won to overall wins. And if you look at the last 3 or 4 elections, there is a difference. If the NDA is much higher than India, as you are showing in the magic wall, but within the NDA, there is a qualitative difference between JDU and BJP on the Mahila factor. So if you look at the ratio of women's seats won to overall seats, JDU in 2019 won 65% of those seats. In 2020, 55%. In 2024, 55.6%. The BJP's ratio in comparison was around the 32% mark, right? So the JDU's percentage of women voter is significantly
if you look at the 2020
and that's
our projections, the BJP had 20% of the votes, the JDU had 4% less. And in terms of the BJP actually pulled more seats in the 2020 elections.
That's true. But what I'm saying is that that's because of the way the seat share is done and so on. But I'm saying that in terms of the seats which JDU actually won out of those, because the concentration of vote is there. So their percentage of ratio is much higher.
There is another dynamic this time around. We are discounting the rural advantages that the Kisan and the rural voter and the rural dweller has got. 2 parts. One is this whole corn, makai, because it's being used for the production of ethanol. So when I had a chat off record with somebody within the ministry, and they said that ethanol production, the sourcing has been more than upwards of 15 to 20,000 crore rupees, and it could be close to 40,000 crore rupees worth of sourcing of makai for ethanol production from Bihar. Then the makhana part, the foxnuts part, that makhana board, creation of the makhana board, organizing that, and also the relative cost increase of makhana because of it being nationalized and internationalized. Is that not going to come back and help and pay dividends to those who facilitated it? In this case, Modi, Nitish, or BJP, JDU.
It will. I think the Makhana move was a big move by the Modi government. It's going to help them. That's what the ground feedback also that the BJP has. But Anand, I'll tell you one thing. See, in every election, there is one domineering topic. I remember Karnataka election, DK Shiv Kumar came and put that LPG cylinder right in the middle of the Congress office and said, because LPG cylinder 1200 rupees. I think this election is the 10,000 chunav. Women factor is a big factor. 10,000 rupees, actually people have got it. It's gone in the bank accounts of people. When I go to the ground, what I feel that women of the ages 30 and plus, 35 and plus are totally siding with the JDU, because not only have they got the rupees 10,000, they also know the 2005 pre-era. They have seen that as children, these girls who could not get out of the house, could not go to school safely. Yes, the young woman voter, the 18 to 25, 18 to 30 voter, that also is struggling because of unemployment. They do say that jobs Nitish ne kuch nahi kiya 20 saal mein. But their families, their mothers would tell the daughters that, look, नीतीश के अंदर जॉब नहीं मिला, बट रिमेंबर जंगल राज वापस आ जाएगा तो आप घूम भी नहीं पाओगे।
18 to 30 है, वो तो 20 साल का जॉब्स है ही नहीं, उनको तो 18 अभी 20 4-5 साल का जॉब्स।
These are the women I'm seeing stepping out of college, at 20 years, they are not getting jobs in Bihar. That's a fact. But they also remember the old times that you're not able to win roam safely in Bihar. I think that is a big factor.
Was that the bigger challenge, the fact that industrialization of Bihar in terms of bringing industry, manufacturing and all of that, will that be the next promise, or will that be one of the first things that if it's a pro-incumbency vote that the incumbent will do? Just going across to the rut and then coming back. Griha is joining us.
Just one second, Alan, one second.
Just coming back. Yeah. So we've got Griha joining us. Griha is joining us. Griha is
the
joining
video
us
wall.
from the live result hub. Let's go across to the live result hub. Poha, chai, everything served, all set for counting to get underway. Griha.
Absolutely, Anand. Good morning to you and good morning to everybody at CNN News 18 and all the people watching. This is the live result hub, the crown jewel of our net. To see the results first. And why do we say that? Because we have this dominated record of calling the elections first, and this is where you have seen it, and you can say that because no other network or channel can boast of such a facility. So right here you can see these are our volunteers who are sitting across at the live result hub. These are the phones that our reporters will call and in fact talk about when the first tally really starts to trickle in, when the first vote is cast and when the result gets announced. The first vote, that's where you see the call come in and it is then represented here, and that's how it gets seen on the broadcast. So it happens here first, and you can see our volunteers, you're spread across. The Battle of Bihar has begun, and as we all know, when it is about exit polls, it's very difficult to predict Bihar. So we have to rely on the ultimate source. And we have our network of reporters, a battery of reporters that are spread across all the constituencies, all the districts, and they continue to call here. The moment the first ballot is cast, the moment, I beg your pardon, the first result is announced, it gets seen here. And we will tell you first, because here's where
in charge?
you
Griha,
see
who is in charge?
I just also want to make the point, Griha, and you can weigh in on this as well. Other channels, from 8 o'clock, you're going to see them run away with the numbers. It'll go to 50, 100 within a few minutes. We're not doing that because we've got a reporter, a resource in every one of the 243 constituencies. Every single one of the 243 constituencies, they'll be calling in to this live result hub, which will be fed into our system, and then it'll automatically populate across
Absolutely,
all.
we verify it first. We verify it first before we show it on the big screen where you all are. And we don't want to run with the numbers, and we don't want to fill our screens. We want to rely on the absolute numbers, and that's what these representatives are sitting here for. And there you can see, this is how it is seen here. The moment the first vote is announced is when these things start ringing, and that's when it's seen on the screen.
Yeah, the first leads. So what we'll see is the early leads that will come in because our representatives, not just the constituencies, but also posted at the counting centers, and from inside the counting centers, we'd get information that will be relayed in real fast time, and it's going to be the same set of numbers across the network. That's what you would see. Even on connected TV, YouTube, as you're watching us live, be rest assured that you will have the correct numbers here on CNN News 18. So now coming back to this conversation that we were having about the voter, the rural factor. Nalin, you wanted to make a point. Yeah, go ahead.
I was making a point that we have seen what the Mahila scheme did in Maharashtra and in Haryana. Now in Bihar, this is even much more important because while Bihar's growth rate has been all right, it is much lower than even the other Bimaru states. And Bihar is a state which has virtually got no private sector investment, just about $200 million of FDI last year. So in a state like that, but contrast that with the social sector spending. It's almost half of its revenue receipts are spent on social sector spending. Therefore, in a state like Bihar, this has a far more resonance than in more developed states like in Haryana or in Maharashtra.
So on the youth factor, everybody was talking about the youth factor. We looked at the top 10 districts in Bihar from where youth go away as migrant labor to other states, and we plotted that on the magic wall. It walks up to again about 100 seats, 97 out of 243. There too, in a close election like we saw in 2020, the NDA had almost 60 and the India Alliance had 40. So it's almost like a 2:3 ratio. The vote share gap is also about 1.5%, 1.4% or so, 1.5% or so. It comes back to who do they trust to solve this employment problem. Tejashwi, this is his second election where it's either against him or for him, the vote. And he's the young man, he's the challenger, he's the guy who's saying, I'll give you the jobs, or, 3 crore government jobs, so on. But I don't see evidence of that even with the youth vote.
Now, amidst all of this, we've been speaking. Prashant Kishore. No, we've been talking about Tejashwi, we've talked about Nitish, we've talked about Prashant Kishore. With all this, it's amazing that we're not talking about Prime Minister Modi. We're not talking about the Modi factor, the fact that he actually was in Bihar when he said that Pahalgam will be avenged. It was in Bihar that he announced that we will not let them. So Operation Sindoor, and after Operation Sindoor, one of the first visits was back in Bihar where he said, listen, I said we will avenge it and this is what we have done. So that factor, jo kahega wo karke dikhayega, that trust factor. And is PM Modi's factor now just there, all encompassing, not right into the fore because it's an assembly election and you've realized that you need to have a local face in Bihar because Bihar's unique, combination and Nitish being fulcrum to it. But can we forget PM Modi and can we forget the work the BJP Sangh is doing? This is their 100th year. So the Sangh would also want to return a 100% score and they are going to be doing their work on ground, not actively campaigning for the BJP, but at least ensuring people come out to vote. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Given the fact that the BJP and the JDU contested an equal number of seats, and if you look at the BJP campaign, its candidates campaign, the clear focus was on the Prime Minister's leadership. They kept on making the point that look at how BJP ruled states are functioning, look at how the center is doing things. We want to bring the same in the state. The JDU on the other hand focused on the chief minister. So that was a very interesting campaign. One focusing on the chief minister within the same alliance. One focusing on the chief minister, one focusing on the prime minister.
Right.
And
So with the Prime Minister, I feel it's been 10 years. I think there is no longer a need for even the party to prove why you need a Modi-run government. Like, I think it is so established and it is so ingrained that that work is, absolutely not required anymore. And I think people of the country feel that as long as Prime Minister Modi is there, people feel
So this
sort of
Modi hai to
safer.
mumkin hai is now an established factor. It doesn't need to be established is what you're saying. So that's underlined.
It's a contributory factor. I think, if you look at Modi mandate in Bihar, it's a little problematic in the same event of if there is an unexpected defeat. Would we say this is a defeat of Narendra Modi? No. It will be put at the doorstep of Nitish Kumar. He was too old.
But the factor of Modi remains. Even now the victory is with Nitish Kumar. The biggest champion and perhaps the tallest face that will emerge out of this result will be Nitish Kumar. Going across to Shivani. Shivani is joining us live from Patna, right outside the Bihar Assembly. Early start, Shivani. You got a great setup there. You got people around you. Over to you.
Thanks a lot for that. Good morning to all of you in the studios. I'm joining you from our studio outside the Bihar Legislative Assembly. Let me just show our viewers around the setup that we have here. A lot of our guests from local parties also joining us, and I'll get you the mood that is prevailing in Bihar first up. Here, everyone is talking about whether there can be any ruckus on ground because of the kind of warnings that the RJD has given. There is already greater security that has been put out. There is a message by the local administration to every person that if you see anything going wrong, if you have concerns, then dial our numbers. Don't take matters into your own hands. There is security that has been extended or increased around all of the polling station, all of the counting stations, 46 of them. Even outside the Chief Minister's residence, security has been increased. So that's the kind of start that we're having here in Bihar. But through the day, we're going to get you all of the reactions that you need to hear as the pouring in. At AM, ballot boxes are going to be opened, but it's going to be postal ballots that are going to be counted first. There's been an ominous warning from RJD and Tejashwi Yadav saying that if the voting goes slow, if the counting goes slow, then they will suspect that something is going wrong. I have the RJD representative with me. ये जो RJD बार-बार बात कर रही है कि अगर काउंटिंग स्लो हो गई तो लोग सड़क पे आ जाएंगे, इसकी क्या जरूरत है?
देखिए, आपने देखा होगा 2020 के बिहार विधानसभा चुनाव में और काउंटिंग को स्लो कर दिया गया था 4 घंटे के लिए। जब देखा कि राष्ट्रीय जनता दल महागठबंधन की सरकार बनती नजर आ रही है, उनके पक्ष में जबरदस्त रुझान आ रहा है, एक सोची समझी साजिश के तहत शासनादेश के बल पर चुनाव आयोग ने इस तरह का खेला करने का काम किया और जिसके कारण आप देखेंगे 2 दर्जन से अधिक राष्ट्रीय जनता दल महागठबंधन के उम्मीदवार चुनाव जीत चुके थे, उसे एक सोची समझी साजिश के तहत हराया गया, कहीं 12 वोट से, कहीं 100।
तो आज अगर आप कह रहे हैं कि आप रिजल्ट आपके मुताबिक नहीं आए तो क्या करेंगे आप?
नहीं, रिजल्ट देखिए, मेरा यही निवेदन है आपके चैनल के माध्यम से कि जो काउंटिंग प्रक्रिया है वो स्मूथली और पारदर्शी तरीके से हो।
ठीक है. So there is of course video monitoring that is going on. There is increased security that has also been established. BJP representative is also with me. एक तरह से आरजेडी का कहना है कि रिजल्ट कल तेजस्वी का जो बयान आया, उन्होंने कहा हमारे लिए वोट हुआ है, लेकिन अगर हमें लगा कि काउंटिंग सही से नहीं हो रही है तो जनता अपने हाथ में लेगी मैटर्स को. तो आप इसको कैसे देखते हैं जो वार्निंग आई है? देखिए, वो 2020 के इलेक्शन को भी कह रहे हैं कि लूट लिया था बीजेपी ने और इस बार भी वही कोशिश होगी.
देखिए, उनका हताशा निराशा है क्योंकि चुनाव उनके पक्ष में हुआ नहीं. बिहार की जनता ने 13 करोड़ जनता ने मोहर लगाया नीतीश कुमार जी के नेतृत्व को, देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व पे. जो हमने संकल्प लिया था लगातार, उस संकल्प है. और बिहार में विकास की गंगा बह रही है. आप बिहार कान से सुनने वाला बिहार नहीं रहा, आंख से देखने वाला बिहार हुआ. आप आए होंगे, पटना एयरपोर्ट देखा होगा.
नहीं तो अभी आज अगर काउंटिंग ये कह रहे हैं स्लो हुई तो क्या होगा? आपको क्या लगता है कि राजद के लोग क्या करने की कोशिश करें?
ये राहुल गांधी जी के भाई हैं. ये मुद्दा खोज रहे हैं, चुनाव हार रहे हैं, मुद्दा खोज रहे हैं. कोई तो बहाना चाहिए, ठीकरा तो चाहिए किसी पे फोड़ने के लिए. इसीलिए ये लोग कर रहे हैं. इनके पास कोई मुद्दा ही नहीं था, ना नेता था, ना नीयत था, ना निष्ठा था. लेकिन बिहार की जनता ने नेता नीतीश कुमार जी को माना, देश के प्रधानमंत्री को माना. एक बात और मैं कहना चाहता हूँ, प्रधानमंत्री का सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास और बिहार के मुख्यमंत्री जी का निश्चय था. पार्ट 1, पार्ट 2, पार्ट 3.
वो इलेक्शन देख लिया.
देखिए, मतगणना पारदर्शी होनी चाहिए.
क्यों नहीं होगी पारदर्शी? आप क्यों मानते हैं कि क्यों नहीं होगी पारदर्शी? जो रिजल्ट होगा आप मानेंगे या नहीं मानेंगे? अगर आरजेडी 5 सीट से पीछे रह जाती है तो आप मानेंगे या नहीं?
बता रहा हूँ, सीट अलग चीज है, जीत हार अपनी जगह है, लेकिन मतगणना पारदर्शी तरीके से होनी चाहिए. बिहार लोकतंत्र
आपके एजेंट है ना अंदर.
अगर लोकतंत्र
Okay, Shivani, will come back to you as and when there's more developments there. I just want to, our guests here in the studio were talking about the Modi factor. If you look at it, again, we're looking at 2020 result. There's a much closer election. Modi had 90 constituencies that he covered in the rallies. I think 13 or 14 rallies he did in Bihar this time around. It adds up to about 94 constituencies. Something fascinating here, even though the NDA was ahead in all of those seats, 49 to 43 of the India Alliance, in vote share, it was the India Alliance which was more than the NDA. It was about less than, 0.5%, but it was still ahead in terms of vote share. And the reason for that is because the RJD's vote is a very concentrated vote. Even in the last time, this alliance that they had with the CPI-ML, particularly in southern Bihar and in central Bihar, that seemed to have clicked for them because it's a highly concentrated vote. The problem for the RJD is in the northern part of the state, what they call Mithilanchal, and of course here again in Simanchal where the election gets polarized because there's a higher percentage of Muslim population here. The BJP has done in what is called the north of the Ganga seats, whereas in the southern part of the state, it was the RJD, CPI-ML, Congress alliance which did better. This time, will it be like this? Will it be different in any form or fashion? We'll have to wait and see.
But just go back to 2015 in the same set and see what was the NDA's vote share in 2015. If you were to look at 2015.
The India's vote share was 12% more, although the seats were neck and neck.
Seats were neck and neck,
but the vote share was substantially higher. But again, that's a different election because RJD and JDU were together in 2015. This time they're not.
This time they were not. So, because usually Pradhan Mantri goes to campaign in those seats which are tough. The tough seats is where he needs to rally up and get more votes and pull more votes. That's where the Pradhan Mantri's vote share is or votes are. So if in 2020 he was in these pockets, was it to take away a certain level of the RJD votes and continue to pull because these were tough seats? We have to wait and watch. We have to see how that works. Yes.
So, of course, in any state election, CM face and national leaders matter. Modi pulls up vote for the BJP and much more in national elections than state elections. And I think, let's not just focus on Narendra Modi. We should also talk about Rahul Gandhi and the kind of
We can look at Rahul Gandhi.
Because see, the point is this: where whatever sort of discomfort the NDA alliance had, it was not public. Whereas the discomfort within the India alliance in Bihar was public in a way that they are fighting on 11 seats, what they call friendly fight. They took so much time to sort of give symbols to the candidate that on the last day, people didn't know who their candidate was going to be. And there was a fight who's going to be the CM face. And Rahul Gandhi was there 2 months before the sort of
and for a good 2 months he
and so
disappeared.
Rahul Gandhi and Tejashwi's campaign in that sense ran in some ways orthogonal, right? And
not just that, how could of the VIP and announce him as the deputy chief minister and he just fell by the wayside during the campaign. You sidelined him totally. You just made him sit there and you benched him. You said you are the DCM face and you benched him. Why would you do something like that? That's a far greater insult.
Anand, on this Modi factor, Zaka, I was looking at the numbers, and the numbers that you showed for 2020, if you map them on the 2024 thing, elections, you will find that the NDA
Nalin, just hold on, we got pictures, action.
Seats.
Lalu Prasad Yadav is moving out of his house. Arun Singh is joining us with the details. Yes, Arun. Ji.
2024. But it's,
Arun, namaste.
I mean, the seats are.
Arunima is also with us. Arun, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? लालू प्रसाद यादव अपने घर से निकले हैं. आवाज आ रही है आपको? All right, we go to Arun Singh in a bit. Arunima is also there. Arunima is at the JDU office where posters have been put up. So let's go back to Arun. Yes, Arunima.
So the Badhai poster is already up here. The counting, the postal ballot counting will begin in just a few minutes. But already, पूरे बिहार वासियों को हार्दिक बधाई. This poster has come up outside the JDU office, and if you pan a little bit, you see the policemen, the men and women in khaki, have also now started coming to the JDU office. Is this because the Election Commission-led administration is worried after all the threats that came in from the RJD? Even though RJD continues to say that it should be peaceful, but the spokesperson putting up a photograph in her hand, another spokesperson talking about 20,000 log पहुंचे हर counting center पे. Is that the cause of worry? Because just a short while back there was no police deployment, but now policemen and women are coming up. And JDU office, the center of so much attention because of this another poster that has come up. This says Tiger abhi zinda hai. This poster has become a talk of the town here because this is like JDU's response to Tejashwi Yadav, who kept asking if Nitish Kumar is mentally agile, if he's physically fit, if he's in a position to continue to govern Bihar for the next 5 years. So Tiger zinda hai ya nahi, we'll know in about 15 minutes from now when counting begins.
Right. They've also
but JDU karyakartas definitely are upbeat.
Poster wars have gotten underway. One says सावधान 20,000 कार्यकर्ता हर काउंटिंग सेंटर पर. The other one says बस कुछ घंटों का इंतजार, फिर से आएगी सुशासन सरकार. टाइगर अभी जिंदा है, बूढ़ा शेर और भी खतरनाक होता है. These are all conversations that are happening because jibes have been taken. बूढ़े हो गए हैं आप, आपसे नहीं हो पा रहा है. You can't have your fact. Nistula Ibar, good morning. So upping up the Mahila quotient in the studio. Fantastic.
Always a good thing.
Always a good thing. Always a good thing.
When this election is going to be decided by the M factor, then why not, right?
See, the MY also changes. No, Muslim Yadav to Mahila Yuva. Bihar ka pura yahi change ho jayega. Political lexicon will change. But how would you see Nitish Kumar? And what would you want to surmise at the end of these, as the dust settles in a few hours from now?
Well, this is the last election for the progeny of the JP movement. After this, I think 2030, I don't think we're going to see. It's going to be a completely different set, cohort group of leaders who we are going to see in the fray. And as I said earlier also, many times on this on this set itself, this is an election where the people of Bihar had to decide whether or not they're going to give a nice little farewell into the sunset for Nitish Kumar or not. Because there were all sorts of speculations about his health and whether or not the BJP will now let him remain chief minister, will they change him mid-stride. So a lot will depend on how the sentiment of his voters, a very formidable constituency that he has built up, whether they will say no, we make one last stand for him, not just we will vote him back, we will give him a competitive score against his own ally, so that there is no question on the issue of chief ministership. So that is where the election actually
lies.
5 minutes.
JDU,
just 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go before the counting
once again,
centers
for
open.
our viewers, first the Election Commission has put this out that they will be counting postal ballots. That's going to be that's going to take time because that's physical. You have to count it physically, and then the EVMs open. So for the first half hour or so, you will see the postal ballots reflecting. So please be aware once again, the other channels are going to be fudging their numbers in the first few minutes. Please don't believe them. The real results from the live result hub here on CNN News 18. I want to just quickly add to this Nitish Kumar factor. In an election where he did badly last time around, where the JDU won just 43 seats, it was a number 4 party. There are 24 of those seats which the JDU has never lost in the last 3 elections. In fact, more than half of the seats that the JDU won last time in a bad election were those seats which they've never lost in the last 3 elections. So the JDU has a base from where they're starting off. And this time around, and remember last time it was Chirag Paswan who spoiled Kumar's chances in about 30 seats, 32 seats is what he's saying. So if you add 32 and 43, he would have had 75 seats. He would have been the single largest party.
See, imagine in the NDA, outside of the JDU and the BJP, he has actually garnered a huge bulk of seats. You know, Ham Party and Jitan Ram Manji have been quite literally sidelined and said, "Jitna hai, utna mein aapka strike rate improve kariye." But for him to get 29 seats, does he really merit that? And will that be a test of the Paswan legacy and also Chirag Paswan? Because Pashupati Paras is now on the other side. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Because he is, in some ways, Chirag Paswan so far in assembly elections have not won seats in double digits. Right, last time he was an insurgent, before that he wasn't part of any coalition. So in some ways, this would be a test case for him. Can he get seats in double digits? He's contesting 29. He does well in Lok Sabha elections, but that's mostly family members contesting. And then it's a national election where people are voting for Prime Minister Modi. It is being said that Chirag Paswan is really popular across Bihar. He has been called to campaign. Whether he can get his own party elected on sort of like sizable number of seats or not, that would be a
no. When he got 29 seats, I think more consternation inside the NDA than in the opposition. Many people in the NDA felt he didn't deserve 29 seats. We'll see how much he converts that.
You have 80 seconds to answer. 80 seconds. 80 seconds you have to answer.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, as I said
80
earlier,
seconds, you are starting the countdown.
As I
80
said
seconds.
earlier, this time NDA has actually fought as a really, united alliance.
Yeah.
BJP has put in money even where in the alliance seats. So, that may offset this 20.
JDU people, in fact, told me that in the run-up to the polls, even before the seat adjustment had been announced, they had a series of meetings from bloc to major rallies with the PM of all the NDA constituents. Those meetings, especially at the seat level, have really helped them,
Yeah,
so because there are a lot of
problems. Zaka in Bihar, Paswans basically collaborate. They don't assert. So there is a 19%, Dalit vote there. But unlike Uttar Pradesh, there is no, assertiveness, political assertiveness, and therefore, this collaboration helps, and that results in the kind of seats that LGP is able to get. Okay.
Right. Another 35 seconds. Anybody wants to chip in? Yes.
We'll continue the Modi factor. There was an earlier number thing over there that he comes and campaigns on the tough seats. I think after Karnataka Assembly, there's been a change of thinking that, overexposure is not required. There is an established trust. But where he campaigns, you can see a clear conversion of the Modi factor.
The one person whose campaign made a lot of dhamaka with Appu Pappu Tappu, that we have not even spoken about. That is Yogi. The impact that Yogi's campaign, because he came late in and it was a huge cameo. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there you go. It's 8 a.m. Counting will get underway as the counting centers will be opened. Counting begins on Result Day Live, Bihar 2025. Which way will the voter cast their mandate and give their mandate to? Will it be pro-incumbency, massive pro-incumbency vote for Sushasan Babu, Nitish Kumar, or will it be time for change, Badlav ki Sarkar and Tejashwi coming to the fore, emerging out of the shadows of Lalu Prasad Yadav? We'll have to wait and watch, but it's a big fight. It's two big Gathbandhans, the NDA and the MGB. The two national parties are going to play.
So we should have breaking saying counting has begun. Counting has begun, and again it will be the postal ballots for about the first half an hour or so, and then the EVMs are desealed. But counting has officially begun, ladies and gentlemen, for these 243 constituencies. Is it NDA? Is it India Alliance? Counting has officially begun. Let's have that breaking story.
The counting begins for the Bihar verdict. We've got the breaking up It's a matter of time. The first 20 minutes to half an hour will be postal ballots, so you will see early leads, but those early leads are postal ballots. They'll be manually counted. It's when the EVM boxes open at the counting centers, that's when the results will start trickling in. Griha is ready at the live result hub. We'll go to her the moment we have the first set of leads coming in. Quickly going to Pallavi. How many counting centers and where will the focus be? Pallavi.
Well, I'm still right over here at the Sheikhpura house, and the Prashant Kishore team is already in place. They are just going to wait figures to start coming in, and as you pointed out, the postal ballot in any case is the first round to go. But you know, I would look at this election and the counting really, Anand, as a high stakes for everyone. But naturally for the CM already, Nitish Kumar, many people would dismiss him off as being not in good health, at least his opponents did. I think the sense I get on the ground, of course, is that he's likely to do even better than before. That anger which people are talking about was certainly missing. It's not a wave election, you know. So in that sense, I think his campaign style has been very mellow, very mature and extremely stable. But at the same time being very assertive. For the BJP, of course, you know, they've thrown their top talents out all. That's the way they do
there
the
must
elections.
be something that you
No
know
one is
that we
talking
don't,
about the
Pallavi,
Congress
that you're
party, which is
still
what
at
strikes me,
Jansuraj party because and that Prashant Kishore, will he step out to say that the Jansuraj got a certain percentage of vote but no seats at all? He's not playing kingmaker. What way the results? The exit pollsters haven't given him the king.
No, they have not. They've in
haven't.
fact said that he'll get anywhere between 0 to 2 seats, which for someone who is making a splash, I think is quite subpar. But Griha is joining us from the live result hub. Where are we expecting the first leads to come from, Griha? Where are we expecting the first leads to come from and by when?
Is that for me, Zaka?
Yeah, which region, which part of Bihar are you expecting the first leads to come from?
Okay, we will get that word in from Hemant ji here because the result hub has started buzzing because we have got to know that the postal ballots will be announced very, very soon. Hemant ji, सबसे पहले कहाँ से रुझान आने की उम्मीद है?
देखिए, सबसे पहले रुझान जो हम देख रहे हैं कि पटना से जब रिपोर्टर ने कॉल किया था कि वहाँ पे बोला कि हमने पोस्टल बैलेट काउंट स्टार्ट करेंगे, वी विल स्टार्ट द पोस्टल, बट वी आर जस्ट वेटिंग. We have the two team is monitoring about the postal ballot. So we have made the two begin with either through SMS or phone call. We'll get the first result. So if we get the phone call, the phone will buzz here.
How many counting
SMS,
centers have been set up this time?
So
there were 90,000 polling booths. Griha just asking you how many counting centers?
I am thinking the 5-10 minutes.
Hemant ji, how many? 46 counting centers?
We have the 46 counting centers. After 38 districts, we have the 46 of the counting centers. We have deported 100 members in the counting center. Here we have the 50. Altogether, you can say the 150 members are there to give the right result.
So 150 members there, end-to-end data that will be collated and it will be fed here, and that's when you see it on the screen.
So there
like Zaka, you were mentioning, it is not going to be fudging of numbers. We are not going to be trying to go first on this. The moment we see the first authentic leads come in from those counting centers, as our reporters call our representatives here at the live result hub, is when we see the numbers on
absolutely. 46 counting centers, viewers. 46 counting centers. The counting centers open at 8. Then they go in and then they will start counting the postal ballots. There are 150 of our members at these 46 counting centers who will be getting us these results. So the moment you see the leads starting to trickle in here, that means the leads have really started coming in, because that's where we are getting this live right from the source back into our live result hub and then across the network. Arun Dhanta is with us from the BJP office in Patna. Arun, are you the only person now, or have you done breakfast and are the Karyakartas already there? You're the first person at the BJP Karyalaya this morning.
Well, Anand, as counting gets underway here in the BJP office, preparations have also started. We are inside one of the tents which they have made. And in fact, you can see right behind me, chairs have been placed and there is a screen also. In a few minutes from now, they will of course be starting this television screen, and you will see these chairs will be filled up. On that side also, dishes are being cleaned by, as we were discussing earlier, that the people will come here to really start preparing for the breakfast and the sweets also. I can also smell something is cooking on the other side. We'll give you that scene also, what is happening at the back of the BJP office. This is the place where you will see all the food is being cooked and mithais, etc. For all those people who will be coming here in a short while from now. You can see, I'll request my camera person Pramod Saklani to just go there and show what exactly is happening. Yes,
so
I mean they've started cooking. They've started. The preparations are done. Food is being cooked here. So in a short while from now, you will see क्या बना रहे हैं, क्या बन रहा है?
सर अभी तो चाय चल रहा है सुबह से, फिर नाश्ता में घुगनी, चूड़ा फ्राई.
अरे वाह
जी, आज जिस तरह से जो भाजपा के लोग बाहर
चाय घुगनी चूड़ा
जीतने का जश्न के लिए तैयार है, तो आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं?
हाँ सर, जीतने की तैयारी में लगे हैं. खाना मिठाई उठाई सब बन रहा है यहाँ तो, जगह अलग अलग बन रहा है, बहुत जगह से बन के भी आ रहा है मिठाई.
जी, मिठाई बनाने का बोला गया है.
तो ज़्यादा ऑर्डर है, कोई गिनती नहीं है मिठाई का कि कितना बनेगा, बहुत ज़्यादा ही ऑर्डर है, हो चुका है मिठाई का।
So lots of orders, lots of cooking, chai, gugni, chura, that's a traditional Bihar breakfast. On the one side there is pakode and samosa being made. There's a lot that's on store, and who will savor not just the food but also the sweet taste of victory, viewers. That's where we are going to focus on. Tejashwi has also spoken again. Let's listen in.
जीत होने वाली है, बाहर चलिए हम लोग जीत रहे हैं, बहुत शुभकामनाएं आप लोगों को। बदलाव होगा, बदलाव होगा, बदलाव होने जा रहा है, बदलाव होने जा रहा है, सरकार बना रहे हैं।
चलिए हम लोग जीत रहे हैं, बदलाव होगा, बदलाव होगा, सरकार बना रहे हैं। टोनुआ थोड़ा ऑफ लग रहा है।
Is it?
नहीं, आपको नहीं लगा? You didn't feel the tone is a little off.
I think he's speaking from inside the car and too many
No,
mics.
you know, the confidence level, the way you would, or you think, is this convincing? Is this the Tejashwi that we know?
I wouldn't read too much into it. It's early in the morning. He has campaigned for a month. He must be tired. So, yeah, let's wait.
Why is it that suddenly we see everybody hedging their bets here?
As much his election that this is the second time that he's going to be the face, the challenger, the one who wants to de-seat.
It's much more his election than Nitish Kumar.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I mean, in Nitish's case, it's probably his last election.
Yeah.
Whereas in Tejashwi's case, after this election, and if he doesn't win, a question is going to be asked. I mean, are you the face? Are you the one who is going to be the challenger to, dethrone?
But in a family-run party that doesn't happen. Zaka, you look at life of Rahul Gandhi.
No, that's an exception.
No, I think in all political parties, you look at Akali Dal, you look at DMK,
All right, first set of leads. NDA has 2 leads already. Griha, yes.
You as the first lead, Dhirendra Pratap Singh. This is from the Valmiki Nagar constituency where this lead is coming in from. JDU, the first lead.
All right, Valmiki Nagar is in the West Champaran district. It's up north. Again, these are places where there's a lot of migrant labor. So, yeah, there's a second one that's come.
BJP, Lorry.
Neighboring constituency, I think it's the BJP candidate. So 2 leads to the BJP so far. So 2 leads to the NDA so far, 1 to the JDU and 1 to the BJP, both from the West Champaran district. And remember, lots of migrant labor, lots of this again went to polls in the second phase where women outnumbered men quite a bit. So we'll see.
The migrant youth also in the past have favored the NDA over the RJD despite the issues that have been raised. You've called that out. There is one reason why there was silence when I asked कि ये टोनुआ थोड़ा ठीक नहीं लग रहा है. This is because the ghosts of 2015 continue to haunt.
Yes. No, certainly not.
Look at Abhijit Majumdar, the ghosts of 2015 continue to haunt. Where in studios everybody called election at 9 a.m. and the results changed at 11:30. That's what happened.
No, that was a different channel you're talking about. And let me tell you, I have a picture. In fact, I was on your Hindi channel in 2015. I was sitting, Badri Narayan was sitting next to me. And suddenly some other channel called it. And your anchor actually put a stop to it. He said, we are not doing anything like that. We're just waiting.
Yeah, we have more leads. I think we're about 5 or 6 leads now. Griha has more.
Okay.
Yes, Griha. Where?
All right, so we only see BJP and JDU right now. Zaka, Sapol, Bijendra Prasad Yadav from JDU, and there is Rajnagar, Sujit Kumar from BJP who's leading. As we speak, more and more leads are coming in, and it's all JDU, BJP that we see. Sujit Kumar, BJP. So Paul, it is, and now we have another RJD lead. This is the first one that's coming in for RJD. That's Saud Alam from Thakurganj, who is leading.
So not surprisingly, the first lead for RJD coming from the Simanchal region. This is, of course, like I said, again a couple of other leads. 1 for the Congress. That's coming in again. All of this is in the Simanchal region, which, like I said, there is a higher proportion of Muslim population there. There was higher voter turnout as well. Last time, MIM was a big factor in Simanchal. He got 5 MLAs. All 5 of them switched over to the RJD. This time around, it seems like the Muslim vote is consolidating in favor of
the early trends also showing that the JDU is emerging, has taken a march, in terms of the single largest party as of now. 6 leads for the JDU. Griha is back with us. Yes, Griha, more.
One more for the BJP and JDU. And there's one for LJP. So from Kasba, we have an LJP candidate, who is leading right now. And the leads are coming in fast now, Anand. From Digha, it's Sanjeev Chaurasia. From the there is Fulvari, Sham, Rajak, JDU, who's leading. From Banki Nagar, there is another candidate who's leading. So right now, the first lead for LJP is also coming from Kasba. Nitish Kumar Singh is leading. So many leads to start. First Congress, in fact, the second Congress lead that has been announced, Manohar Prasad Singh of the Congress from Manihari is leading. And there is
catching up, INDIA catching up. Now just a 5-seat gap between the NDA and the INDIA, 8 and 13. That's the score as of now.
The thing to watch out for is this plus minus. I mean, they were 125 the NDA last time around. They're already gaining 3, now gaining 4. And the India Alliance is down 3. They were 115 last time, so down 3. So keep an eye out for, who's gaining, who's losing. Now again, it's increased 14-9.
14-9, and these are trends. These are early trends. These are early trends that are being dictated by the postal ballot counting viewers. But we are getting you the numbers as we are getting it relayed from our counting centers, and that's why trust these numbers at the bottom of your screen. 15-10, a gap of 5 opened up by the NDA. RJD on 7 seats. Within the NDA, it's the JDU that is still in a march, and it's actually leading. Now the BJP is now gotten ahead. 7 and 6 within the NDA. Some seats for the other partners
again,
also.
12 leads to the India Alliance. If you look at the breakup there, the Congress has 2, the RJD has 9. So RJD doing a bulk of the heavy lifting as far as the India Alliance is concerned. As far as the NDA is concerned, it's neck and neck right now between the BJP and the JDU. The BJP has 7, the JDU has 6, LJP 1. We will see how this plays out through the course of the day. I think one thing is very, very clear. The southern seats, RJD doing better in the southern part of the state. Some openings in the eastern part in Simachal, whereas in the rest of the state, it seems to be a BJP-JDU show, at least in the first 20 odd seats.
The trends coming from all across
yes.
phase 1 and phase 2, if you were to see.
Yes, these were the phase 1 seats. Up in the north were the phase 2 seats. And we're getting to see from different regions. We're getting from the Champaran side, we're getting from the Simachal side, we're getting from the Magad side as well. So it's kind of getting populated across the length and breadth of Bihar from different regions. Yes, Griha has more. Yes.
Tejashwi Yadav.
Yeah, go ahead, Griha.
Okay, it's Tejashwi who's leading from Raghopur. So the bastion right now is being maintained because testing that. RJD has many leads right now. Anand is from what we are seeing. There is one for JSP that's coming. BJP again, Prem Kumar from Gaya town. He is leading. So BJP is leading there. So far, Tejashwi is maintaining the lead as far as Raghopur is concerned.
Jansuraj on the leaderboard in terms of trends and leads. LJP on the leaderboard in terms of trends and leads. 18 to the NDA, 15 to the INDIA. The early trends show that it could be quite close. Everybody is playing catch up with the other. But the results are plotting all across, and there's a reason why you can trust these numbers, viewers, because it's plotting on the map live. You can see it.
Yes.
It's plotting as we are telling you the leads. Whatever you're seeing at the bottom of your screen, it's plotting as per the party across the various constituencies in the region. So the Bihar map plotted across, and the constituency numbers, if you can zoom in close, you'll see the constituency numbers as Zaka is showing it on the wall.
Neck and neck right now. It's 24 to the NDA, India Alliance at 15, but you get a feeling that the NDA is slightly pulling ahead. And there in the NDA too, if you look at the breakup between the BJP and the JDU, neck and neck, BJP at 11, JDU at 11, and I think this is going to be another sub-story as well. But just now, as we get to 40 seats out of 243, you see the NDA pulling away because a lot of the central Bihar seats, which are the JDU stronghold seats, are now beginning to report. RJD, again, a bulk of its leads seem to be in the southern part of Bihar, some constituencies in Simachal, but the rest of the state, as I keep saying, the NDA seems to be pulling away. So as these parts of Mithilanchal start populating, these parts of Bhojpur start populating, you will see much more NDA leads. NDA now pulling away. It's almost 30 to 15. So they're going in a 2:1 sort of a ratio.
JSP has a lead.
Right, there's just one lead. That's why it's on the leaderboard. I said Jansuraj is on the leaderboard, but 29 leads for the NDA. Let's look at the key race alerts. One of the key race alerts. Okay, we've got this. This is one of the reasons why we wanted it to be plotted here to my right. The magic wall. We've really brought it up so that you can zoom in and you can see that as the plotting happens, it's happening per constituency. Each of these constituencies, get in closer, show it to our viewers that on the magic wall, each of these constituencies are numbered. the constituency number is being plotted based on the color legend for the political party. So the dark blue is for the Congress party, the purple is for the RJD, the green is for the JDU, the saffron of course is for the BJP. Then there are color codes for the Jan Suraj party and the Lok Janshakti party. So according to their color codes and the legends that you're seeing at the bottom of your screen, they are being plotted live on the Bihar map as per the constituency, and that's why you can trust these numbers, viewers. Zaka's got more numbers
Absolutely.
plotting.
It's now pulling away much more decisively in favor of the NDA. NDA at 32, India Alliance at 20, again gain of 8. So from 125, they're already looking at 130 plus for the NDA. Again, if you look at the breakup, it's neck and neck last time I checked. Now the BJP slightly ahead, 15 to the BJP, JDU 13. Remember, they're both fighting exactly the same number of seats, 101 each. Let's look at the breakup of the India Alliance. There it's the RJD that's doing the heavy lifting. RJD was fighting in 140 seats. The Congress fighting in 61 seats. Congress got 3 leads. CPIML in 1. VIP has not opened its account yet. The Jan Suraj has 2 leads now. This is again very interesting. It's early leads. If the Jan Suraj gets 2, 3, 5 seats, then who will he hurt? Will he hurt NDA more? Will he hurt the India Alliance more? Right now we're seeing across all regions of Bihar, we are seeing slowly but surely more and more leads populating.
From Alinagar, Darbhanga district, Maithili Thakur is leading. From Raghopur, Tejashwi Yadav is leading. From Mokama, Anand Singh is leading. So these are the leads. Raghopur, Tejashwi Yadav, Maithili Thakur from Alinagar, 25-year-old, contesting for the first time, and she believes she'll have the people's blessings. Anant Kumar Singh, so much drama. Jail tod ke aayega, sher hamara aayega. That's the whole conversation and posters being put out for Anant Singh. Bijendra Prasad Yadav from Supal is leading of the JDU. He is also leading. So these are the early key race alerts. And then we've got Nitin Nabin from Bankipur. He is also leading of the BJP. Again, Ram Kirpal Yadav, Danapur, again leading of the BJP. Many key race alerts that are coming through. Samrat Chaudhary from Tarapur is also holding on, and he is leading as for the early trends on the postal ballot. So these are some of the key race alerts that we are getting, showing to our viewers.
I think Griha has more.
Griha's got more. Yes, let's go across to Griha. Yes, Griha.
You mentioned Samrat Chaudhary. We also have Chotilal Rai from the JDU, who is leading in Parsa. There's also Chandni Devi from RJD, Baniapur. She is leading. The star candidate, Maithili Thakur from Alinagar, like you mentioned, is leading there, Anand. We also are seeing Congress back on the leaderboard, as you have the early leads coming in from Kishanganj. Kamrul Huda is leading from the Congress. There is another one from the Congress, Amita Bhushan from Begusarai, who's leading. Otherwise, it is the allies, CPIM, you can see.
All right, let's bring it back into the studio. You can see here on the map, 65 seats now reporting. The NDA almost 40, the India Alliance at 24. So we're going in a almost 1:2 kind of a ratio, where the NDA seems to be getting from across regions, from the northern part of the state, from the central part of the state, which is of course the stronghold of the JDU. As far as the RJD is concerned, it is doing the heavy lifting for the India Alliance. If you look at the breakup of the 24 leads where they're currently leading, the RJD is leading in 18, the Congress only in 4. So the RJD is pulling a bulk of that alliance, whereas in the in NDA Alliance, it is even Stevens between the BJP and the JDU. BJP at 18, the JDU at 16. The LJP has also opened its account in 4 seats, 4 leads for the LJP, the Harm in 2 seats.
Left also gets onto the leaderboard, 2 leads for the left. As we see, 41 leads for the NDA. 41 leads for the NDA. Look at the bottom of the screen. That's being updated live. This will have the one to my left will have to be refreshed a bit. But at the bottom of the screen, that's when the numbers are getting updated, like they are reflecting on the magic wall. Yes, Vio.
Maybe a little early, but if you start looking at the filter, look at the Mahila factor there. Again, there the NDA is leading in that at this point, and whatever we can make of it at this point.
Clearly, of the 24 of those seats, 16 to 8. So it's a 2:3. It's a 2:3 kind of a ratio. But let's look at the big picture. Almost 70 seats now reporting. NDA at 41, India Alliance at 25. The NDA seats, again, 18 to 16. The BJP, the JDU is doing catch up. Remember, the JDU was at its lowest tally last time around, just 43. The BJP neck and neck at 18, slightly ahead. Whereas in the India Alliance, and this has always been a problem, we were flagging this off even during the campaign, that it's the RJD that is having to do much of the heavy lifting. It contested 143 seats. 20 of those they are leading in currently. The Congress only 4 out of the 61. CPI-ML, CPM, 1 seat each. Remember, the left parties last time around, I think, put together had about 15 seats, which was again a substantial chunk.
Number.
This time, I suspect it might be lesser than that. We'll see. We'll see how it
But the left seems to be pulling its weight more than the Congress is even again. So it's weaker. It's looking, Congress is actually looking weaker despite all these rallies. So was someone barking up the wrong tree in terms of the real issue on ground? We'll have to wait. These are just trends. Yes, Sandeep.
The seats, the party, there seems to be a very close race between the RJD, the JDU and the BJP. They have a similar number of seats where they have the lead. The difference is coming because in the India alliance, it's only the RJD which is taking the alliance forward, whereas in the NDA, both the BJP and the JDU are doing well. So that's contributing to this huge difference.
Yeah, there is. It is very clearly there is a Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli kind of a combination which are batting in partnership within the NDA, and we could see that the BJP for some time was the single largest party. The RJD might just have taken that lead as with 21 leads overall. The BJP is at 20 leads, so the RJD currently is the single largest party. JDU playing catch-up, 20, 19, 21. Not much separates these three parties, and is it between these three and the rest are just sitting marginalized? That's what it looks like right now.
78 seats are reporting now out of 243. NDA with a runaway lead, 46. Remember, this will get closer. This will get closer for the next couple of hours or so. NDA with 46. You look at the breakup there. The JDU is now leading the BJP. The JDU at 21, the BJP at 20. It's neck and neck. LJP has opened its account with 3, Ham with 2, and Mr. Kushwaha's party leading in 2. In the India alliance, it's the other way around because it's the RJD that is doing the heavy lifting. Yes, Griha, walk us through that you're getting. Yes.
We have the RJD candidate Mukesh Ranjan who is leading. So that is the big update that's coming in. So from Mahua, there's the RJD lead that has come in. Bijendra Chaudhary from Muzaffarpur. This was where the first ballots were started to be counted, Zaka. Bijendra Chaudhary right now from Congress is leading. From Mahua, it's become important because it's Mukesh Ranjan from the RJD. If we see further, from Betia, it's Renu Devi of the Bharatiya Janata Party who is leading currently. Raniganj, it's Ashmit Rashidevi from JDU. So it's JDU and BJP right now taking the lead there. But important update that's coming in from...
Tej Pratap is trailing. Also, can you tell me, Griha, which are the constituency numbers of the JSP seats? Which are the 2 seats where Prashant Kishore's party seems to be leading currently?
Just give us the...
All right now 84 seats reporting, 53 to the NDA. 29 to the India alliance. And again, I keep going back. If you look at the map, the southern seats, the RJD seems to be doing okay. Yes, the CPI and the CPI-ML did particularly well last time around. They are not doing as well this time. The JDU, which was the laggard last time around, is doing phenomenally well. In fact, it is neck and neck, if not slightly ahead. In fact, the JDU is 1 ahead of the BJP, 24 to JDU, 23 to the BJP. So the JDU is really pulling this alliance ahead, something it could not do last time around. The India alliance, the opposite story, like I keep saying, it is purely on the back of the RJD. 20 leads to the RJD, only 6 to the Congress, and the CPI-ML, CPI, CPM in 1 lead each. Again, the left will have a role to play. Last time they did add extra weight as far as the India alliance is concerned. Look at the breakup of the NDA. The JDU again running away. The JDU has 25. The BJP has 24. Remember, 24 out of this 25, the JDU has not lost in the last 3 elections. The BJP currently leading in 24. So all of the NDA alliance partners have opened their account, and pretty healthy sort of start. The LJP, remember, had only 1 seat last time around. He had fought in more than 100 constituencies. This time he's already got 3 leads.
Yeah, but 3 out of 29 in terms of the overall seats that they have. This time they have candidates, and about 85 candidates of the LJP are in the fray, if my memory serves me right. Interestingly, the most number of crorpatis who are contesting are from the RJD. In this overall lot, and about 40%, nearly 1,016 out of the 2,300 and odd candidates are all crorpatis. So the maximum number of crorpatis are contesting from the RJD and also from others or independent groups. So quite interesting, these numbers, and also most number of criminal cases in terms of, that's also a hefty number in the high 30s in terms of the number of people who've got criminal cases against them, and some of them serious criminal cases. Nearly 600 candidates have serious criminal charges against them, who are all in the fray this time. Who will the Janata vote for? We have to wait and watch. Some key race alerts. Let's quickly look at some key race alerts. Who is leading, who is not leading at this point. point. We'll call this out here. Just pull the magic wall out and then have a look. There you go. Amrendra Kumar Pandey from Kuchai Kot, he is leading. Anant Kumar Singh, Mokama, JDU is leading. Lalan Singh was campaigning for him when Anant Kumar was sent to judicial custody. Vijendra Prasad Yadav of the JDU leading. Deepa Kumari of Haham Party from Imamganj is the SC seat. She is winning. Maithili Thakur from Ali Mahila and Yuva. Now, and she is in the lead. Nitin Nabin, BJP is in the lead. Tejashwi Yadav is leading. Ram Kirpal Yadav is leading. Ram Kirpal Yadav from the BJP this time, Danapur, and he is leading. Tejashwi Prasad Yadav, RJD, Raghopur leading. Last time around, they have lost the seat in the past, but there you go. Tej Pratap Yadav is trailing from Mahua. So Rabri Devi's calls to say कि बड़का बेटा को भी जिताइए. Well, is that working or not? We have to wait and watch. These are still trends. Postal ballots, EVMs have not yet opened. Vinay Bihari is leading. Samrat Chaudhary is leading from Tarapur of the BJP. He is leading. So a lot of the candidates who are in the fray, the big names, they are all taking leads and also leading from their own respective seats, except for Tej Pratap Yadav. Yes.
Look at the map, and I think suddenly the JDU is really sort of opening this up. Look at the central part of the state, which is of course a JDU stronghold, and of course the northern part, which is the BJP and JDU stronghold, the Mithilanchal and the central parts. This is where they're taking their leads. Let me just bring you up to speed with what the breakup is looking like with the NDA. Look at that. The BJP at 29, the JDU at 27. The LJP has also opened its account in 4 seats. So both of these allies are really pulling their weight. And if you look at it, the JDU in the central part of the state and some northern seats as well. The BJP, of course, has always done well in Mithilanchal as well as in the Champaran districts. Whereas if you look at the India Alliance, the problem for the India Alliance continues. It is the RJD that is pulling the weight of this alliance. 27 leads for the RJD, only 6 for the Congress. The left parties put together about 5 seats. VIP has not opened his account yet. Remember, he is the Deputy Chief Ministerial face. He's not opened his account yet, and I think that's a problem for the India Alliance. The smaller partners are not pulling their weight.
A quick point, I mean, to add to what you were saying, some of these seats where JDU is opening up, these are seats it did not win last time. Like
Absolutely.
on the northeast corner of the state, on the eastern side, there are several seats here which at this point are gains for JDU.
So if you look at the JDU seats, again, they're winning across, the regions of the state. Of course, the central part and the eastern part, like I said, Trihut and the central part are always their strongholds, but they're also got a couple of leads up west in the Champarans. They've got one lead here in the Simanchal region as well. Of course, these are leads. These are leads. We have to wait and see how that plays out. But right now, it's the NDA at 68 and the India Alliance at 41.
So they are stealing a march, and they have not even come to the halfway mark of the postal ballots being counted across the seats. Viewers, 111 seats as far as the leads and trends coming in. The NDA is already at 68. With the BJP at 30, leading in 30 seats, the JDU in 29, so neck and neck, both of them, I know, having a great strike rate and a run rate in terms of the way these two parties have combined within the NDA. Look at the leads as far as the INDIA is concerned, and in the INDIA, there seems to be trouble because the only person pulling their weight or perhaps running this entire cart, pushing this cart, is the RJD with 28 seats. So it's just the number 3rd party behind JDU and the BJP. But their own partner, Congress, is not pulling its weight. The left seems to be doing better than the Congress as of now. Congress is leading at 9, the left is leading in 6. Congress contesting far greater number of seats than the left overall. Yeah.
If you look at the RJD seats, a good number of the seats are here in the southern part of the state. We're looking at the Magad sort of region, central south. And you've got a couple of seats for the allies here in Simanchal, which I keep saying is the polarized, let's say, where polarization works. You've got a couple of seats for the RJD here in the central west part of the state, again, just west of the Mithilanchal region. So whether or not these leads hold, we don't know. But the numbers here tell a very, very clear story. It's the RJD almost 30, the Congress only 9, the left parties between them 6 seats. But it's RJD that's pulling a bulk of the weight as far as this alliance is concerned. The opposite story in the NDA, where it's neck and neck between the BJP and the JDU, both of them at 30 seats each. The JDU is really opening this up. In a bit, we'll show you this map compared to 2020. In 2020, the JDU had just a few pockets here in the central part of the state. Now they're opening up in the northern part of the state, in the western part of the state, and a few seats here in Simanchal as well, which you did not see in 2020.
Right. So viewers, you see, this is the 2025 Vidhan Sabha that he's plotted. Now this is the overall 2025 Vidhan Sabha map as it is plotting with respect to the leads. And Zaka is just saying that look at the number of light greens. If you look at the number of light greens, that's the JDU's symbol. The JDU right now is spread across the Bihar map. This was not the case in 2020. We'll come to the 2020 map. Right now, keep your eyes on the light green color. Focus on the JDU. They are spread across Bihar from the top northern, north to central Bihar, downwards towards South Bihar. You see the map. Now, Zaka is going to call out the 2020 and you would see where the JDU was. The JDU was there in far lesser number of seats, the light green. So clearly this time it's the JDU. Now there you see. That's the 2020 number and you see where the JDU is. The JDU is plotting.
These were here. They didn't have anything in Simanchal. They had just a couple here. They didn't have anything, in the other parts of the state, in the Mithilanchal region as well. A bulk of their seats were here. But if you look at the 2025 map now, and once it gets populated, you will get a better sense. Look at the various regions they're getting. They got a couple of seats here. They got a whole bunch of seats here in this Mithilanchal part. Central seats anyway are their stronghold, and they've got, I think, 4 seats here in Simanchal, which they did not have last time around. 125 reporting. Let's look at what it is right now.
We'll just go across to Griha. Right at the top of our screens, you will see the halfway mark, viewers. You will see the halfway mark, the race to the halfway mark. Right at the top of our screen, NDA is really racing towards that halfway number of 124. They are getting there faster than the INDIA. At the moment, they are at 72. They have to get up to 124. First past the halfway mark. Will it be INDIA? Will it be the NDA? Griha now joining us from the live result hub with the VVIP candidates. What's the story? Yes, Griha.
Absolutely, Anand. But before I do that, let me also give you a district-wise tally. So far, we are learning that the early leads that have come, the max. Also from Muzaffarpur, we are getting leads where the maximum amount of ballots right now are being shown to us, and also Samastipur. So these are the areas where, and Begusarai as well, these are the areas where the early leads are coming in. As far as the VVIP candidates are concerned, Anand, we do see Maithili Thakur, who is maintaining that lead from BJP from Ali Nagar. There's also the controversial candidate, Anand Kumar Singh from JDU, from Mukama. He's also maintaining the lead. Danapur, again, it's BJP. Ram Kripal Yadav maintaining the lead. Tejashwi Prasad, obviously, from Raghopur, the RJD bastion, is right now safe with Tejashwi as the lead is maintained. Then we also see from Mahua, like we've been talking about, Mukesh Kumar from RJD is maintaining that lead. And if we see Sarai Ranjan, Vijay Kumar Chaudhary from JDU maintains. Sheila Kumari from JDU, from Pool Paras, is maintaining the lead again. And Vijendra Yadav from JDU, from Sapal, maintains the lead. Betia, again, it's BJP, Renu Devi maintaining the lead. So the female candidates are doing it for the NDA as far as they are concerned, because both Maithili and Renu Devi are leading.
All right, Griha, look at the magic wall and we can project it on that big screen as well. 125 seats reporting right now. NDA at 76. It's a plus 14. Always pay attention to this figure. It's now gone plus 15. Remember, they were 125 last time. They're already looking at 140. If these trends hold. Look at the breakup of the NDA alliance. It's neck and neck between the BJP and the JDU. In fact, the JDU is now leading in 34 and the BJP in 32. This could be a sub-story in this election if the JDU becomes the single largest party. The LJP at 5, the RLM, Kushwaha's party at 4, Ham at 2 seats. These two parties were not happy with the fact that Chirag Paswan got 29 seats. In the India Alliance, opposite story. Look at the map. It's all purple. Purple is the color that we've given for the RJD. 32 leads for the RJD. The Congress only 9. The left parties between CPML, CPM and CPI, 6 seats they're leading in. They had 15 last time. The question is, can the RJD pull enough weight to take the rest of the alliance going forward, because the smaller partners are not pulling their weight in the NDA. Yes, go
9
ahead.
seats of the Congress party right now, the leads. Now look at where they are leading. It's parts of the Simanchal and from the corners. That's where the Congress is actually leading, but it's not plotting as thickly as it should, given the number of seats that it is contesting. That means the only person that is pulling its weight and actually doing the batting for the INDIA right now is the RJD with 32 leads, and 32 leads mirror what, and it's neck and neck with the BJP and the with the JDU. So you've got two strong partners on one side within the NDA, and a third one who's batting hard but is on the opposite side, that is the RJD. Most importantly, like Zaka has been saying, the story, viewers, is the performance of the JDU, the strike rate of the JDU. The moment the strike rate of the JDU goes up and the BJP holds on to its own seats or its performance from the last time, then the margin will be far greater than 124 seats or 125 seats that the JDU NDA combined got last time. They will get to the 140, 150 number. And if this trend holds, then the NDA could just race away, and this matter would be settled beyond doubt, Zaka.
Oh, absolutely. I just want to also flag off two regions that are still not reporting. Just south of Magad, we don't have much seats reporting here, and also in this western part, just west of Bhojpur, we aren't getting as many reportings from these places. But in the other regions, and I want to flag this off again, look at the JDU colours. It's there in northern part where they generally don't tend to do well. You've got a bunch of seats here up in the Champarans and again in the southern part. You did not see this in the 2020 map. You even have about 3 or 4 seats that they're leading in Simanchal. It may change by the end of the day, I don't know, but you didn't see this in the 2020 map. The JDU is present, pockets of green across various regions of Bihar, and I think that is the difference in this election. That seems to be
supporters of the JDU. Take a snapshot of this. Take a snapshot of this. 136 leads, and the JDU is there right up with 34, single largest party at the moment, just behind the BJP. 84 leads for the NDA, 49 for the INDI. Yes, Griha is joining us from the live.
We have a word in on Kesari, RJD star candidate. He right now is trailing Anand. Choti Kumari of the BJP is right now leading from Chhapra. So the VIP candidate for RJD is not working. Kesari Shatrughan Yadav is right now trailing from Chhapra is what we are getting in. And it's Choti Kumari of the Bharatiya Janata Party who is leading from Chhapra.
Shatrughan is not living up to his name as of now. But that's all as of now. These are all trends. These are all trends. These are all moments that people would have to say, savor, hold on, and some would hope these trends stay. Others would hope that they get reversed. Yes.
No. I was just pointing out that you seem to be haunted also by the ghosts of 2015.
No, I'm not haunted.
But early trends, what do you make of it?
The EVMs have not yet opened. Yeah. So there's no point calling anything now. Yes.
Early trends, I think the most important thing I have seen is the JDU recovering ground after the fall in 2020. That is extremely significant because that will actually also decide a lot of other things on the ground and in government formation.
Rahul, quickly, and then I'll come to you.
Just continuing that point, I think there seems to be greater synergy within the alliance partner of NDA. Everyone seems to be contributing in proportion to the number of seats they are contesting. On the other hand, alliance, there was lopsided, like RJD's really big party, it was contesting 143 seats, but it seems Congress, which was the party which is contesting 60 odd seats, almost 1/5, and their performance continues to be poor.
When you delete 65 lakh voters, when you
it is very important.
जरा सुन लीजिए सर, फिर उसके बाद please add on. When you delete 65 lakh voters, mostly from opposition's voters, what do you expect on result day? Democracy cannot survive if the playing field is tilted even before the match begins. Hashtag SIR, hashtag vote chori. Guess who?
Can I just?
Marikam Tagore.
Madam Tagore is saying, but I think Zaka, we must on a more serious note look at this as if they are postal ballot. Counting is going on. Postal ballot people, they have a socio-political profile. We must take cognizance of it and wait and watch.
Fair enough.
I think the picture is far from clear now.
But then you should say that to Manikam Tagore also.
I think you have a better line with him.
Yes, postal ballots, but I think what's important there, I think I'd reiterate the point being made. The NDA alliance sees two important partners actually taking the alliance forward, whereas in the case of the India alliance, it's just one party which is doing the job there. And as mentioned earlier, if JDU is leading in 36 seats, I think if you look at the map where those 36 seats are, a lot of those are seats which they actually lost in 2020 thanks to the LJP's work in those seats. So they are recovering those seats, they are doing well in those areas. And that, I think, is an important development that these...
I think when a party does well across regions, it's a sign that, the wind is behind their back.
Confidence hai, Babu.
The Bihar election is about arithmetic, and you see RJD is not doing badly. 35 seats.
Yeah, of course.
It's almost single-handedly pulling the weight. But
no, there is vote chori. RJD, how is it? It is doing 65 lakh voters gone. How is RJD doing well? Yeah.
Also, if these trends hold, then another very clear picture is that it's total decimation of the Congress when it comes to regional issues, right? Yeah. So this will have a multiplier effect on state elections and other assembly
Listen to the local
despite
partner.
Yatra, despite Yatra.
Listen to the local partner ki local ground ka mudda kya hai.
But one more point, I think,
sir, please listen.
I'm listening and
sir.
In the a couple of months back, there was a lot of conversation about Prashant Kishore and JSP, and I think now at least that seems to be completely. The chances of them even to basically touch double digit is very, very difficult.
No, when I
I understood, but I don't want to pander into that conversation anymore.
May I say that two things I want to point out. One, that the NDA with two big
Parties
engines.
pulling together, yeah.
The India alliance is stuck with just the RJD. But if you look at region-wise and whatever we can make of the trend right now, in the Bhagalpur belt, the NDA is sweeping at the moment. In the Bhojpur belt, sorry. The Bhagalpur belt, they are sort of, look at that, 12-1, right?
But this is Nitish Kumar's belt. And again, I don't know the breakup between the BJP and the NDA, but you would imagine that the JDU is ahead. It's 6-4.
In the Bhagalpur belt, it's even Stevens at the moment. But in Magad, the NDA is quite far ahead at the moment.
All right. Oh, yeah, in Magad, yeah, it's 22-12. Last time it's in Magad that the RJD actually did well because of both the left parties as well as the RJD.
Bhojpur mein NDA aage.
Reporting a little less, but again, if they are leading 99 seats across the 12-12, it's almost neck and neck.
And in Simanchal, it's also neck and neck.
Right. We've got 156, 157 leads. The NDA is just about to touch the 100 mark. Now, if you look at the halfway right above there, they're going to touch the 100 mark. Another 25 leads, 24 leads, they would breach the halfway mark, the NDA. That's where it is at the NDA at 99, 40 for the BJP, 41 for the JD, for the LJP. That's their best ever performance. If this 8 holds, that will be their best ever performance.
NDA is at 100.
NDA is at 100. So 100 leads this morning for the NDA. The early trend showing that the NDA is walking away, marching comfortably, leaving the opposition behind, far behind. It's not a neck and neck race, almost halfway distance, 50%, 54 for the INDIA, 100 for the 102 for the NDA. That's what the leads are at this point. 102 again, racing up to the halfway mark faster. Viewers, right at the top of the screen, you can see this is the halfway belt, and this will keep tracking who's past the post. 102 right above the screen. I'm just pointing to right to the top of the screen, and you can see it. It's firing there. 102 leads for the NDA. 103 now, so it's increasing, really increasing. Sandeep Ji.
It's 8:45, which means we must be going beyond
the EVMs will open. Just let's ask Griha. Griha, when is the EVM opening?
So
what's
EVM
the update?
has opened.
EVMs have opened. Let's break that. EVMs have opened.
JDU is the one that's leading. We have so far called 3, in fact, seats where JDU is leading. Supal, there's also Mahanagar, and there's also Rajapakar. JDU is leading from all of these 3 constituencies. Zaka.
All right. One other interesting point. Last time MIM did pretty well. He had 5 MLAs. This time MIM has not opened its account. Let's look at the others. Let's try and see if he's opened his account yet. I think he's opened it in one place. It's down 5 because all the 5 were MIM seats. This time I think the Muslim vote, particularly in Simanchal, seems to have gravitated towards the India alliance. They don't want to do the MIM experiment again if these leads hold.
Yes. Anybody? There was some conversation. Yes. Tell us.
No. We were just talking about the AIMIM. And I think for that, at least, one needs to give some credit to the Congress, because there was a feeling across the board that this time AIM is getting no purchase in Bihar because of huge consolidation, thanks to both the RJD and the Congress, because of the stances taken by Rahul Gandhi
Or have the Muslim voters gone back to their traditional voter bases or who their
No, but
loyalties
for
were?
that they
Be it
need
the
to get
JDU
some
candidate,
confidence also.
Be it the JDU candidate, be it the RJD
No,
or
no,
Congress
they need to
candidate.
get some confidence also.
Or even the BJP candidate.
Yeah.
But also, let's also keep in mind that in the NDA, not only are the two big partners doing their job, the third partner also is contributing and not contributing in a negative way like last time.
Yes.
So that
So
I
it's
think is
8.
also a crucial factor.
Last time it was just 1, but this time it's already 8. The RLM has 5, the HAM has 3. So the smaller partners, you're right, the smaller partners are also pulling their weight. Already just between these two, they are up 13 from last
seats.
time. So that's a significant jump up.
And Zaka, that VIP is not doing well. I mean,
And that
they have
VIP is
open
not
account
doing well,
and they
yes.
were offered Deputy Chief Minister post also.
No, for all that they did about Mukesh Sahni, but the moment they announced him as Deputy
He's
CM,
still
they
not
parked
opened
him.
his account. VIP is still not opened his account. It's
He
still at
was
0.
worried that his brother, who's contesting, that they were going to buy out the candidate and the Congress had fielded another candidate there.
And most exit polls were actually indicating that VIP.
The importance of the LJP factor in this, because of the last time when they were fighting against and they cut a lot of out 36 seats at least they made the difference for of victory and defeat
So right now
for
they're
the India
leading
Alliance
in 8
last time.
seats. These seats in the southern belt, south of Magad, 1 in Bhojpur. He's also got a bunch of seats here in the eastern part of the state. These are the 8 leads that the LJP is currently in.
Yeah, interestingly, now the JDU and the BJP have opened up a lead against the RJD. RJD is less than 40 leads. The JDU is the single largest party
46.
with 46 leads.
That's
BJP
the story of
44.
the election.
RJD is at 39 leads right now. Yeah.
JDU.
All right. I mean, look at where the pockets from where JDU and BJP are getting. This part, of course, you would expect Nitish Kumar, but this part, the Mithilanchal part, you don't necessarily expect him to do well. Here in the Champarans, he's got 3-4 seats. Here in Seemanchal as well, he's got about 3 or 4 seats where he's leading in. So I think, here, a bunch of seats right in the heart of the state, again, a bunch of leads. So the JDU is opening up in different regions, and that is an indication. That is an indication already. Remember, he's already at 46. Last time he only had 43. So he's already leading in more number of constituencies than last time. I suspect if these trends hold, this figure will inch closer towards 65, maybe even 70.
Well, 105 for the NDA in terms of the leads out of 167. So we've got more than half the number of have leads coming to about 175, 180 leads. And let's look at this. ये JDU, NDA and Mahagathbandhan की cycle वहाँ से आ रही है धीरे-धीरे दौड़ा के, and halfway number viewers is 122. The NDA is 107. So this cycle wise now 105, and even as he's coming down, well, that number has gone up. It's become 107. So that means very soon they will be past this halfway number of 122 and into comfortably getting into a position of being able to form government.
The NDA has 2 out of every 3 leads, so it's
almost
in the leads. It's leading in
2 out of every 3 leads.
107 and 58. Yeah,
109 and 58. So 2 out of
right.
every 3 leads are going towards the NDA. So this could be quite a runaway victory. 160 seems possible if these trends hold. And now, viewers, EVMs have opened. So we are also now into round 1 of counting across a lot of counting centers, or the 46 counting centers. We just try and go to Griha at the live result hub to understand how many counting centers EVM counting has already begun, because these leads now are beyond the postal ballots. So they should start consolidating and settling very soon. Yes, Griha.
Okay, Anand, we are still figuring out the routes of counting. Right now, we have about 4 leads that are coming in from EVMs, but one new player on the leaderboard, that is AIMIM, they have shown that lead, and so far the EVMs have just about opened up. We are still seeing where the leads are coming in early on, but right now we do see JDU is leading, Randhir Kumar Soni.
RJD in 40. Interestingly, the left is leading in more seats than the Congress party. And the NDA overall on 113 seats, just 9 short of the halfway mark. 9 short of the halfway mark in these morning trends and the early leads for the NDA.
So
that's
VIP has just opened. VIP has just opened its account. We'll try and see which that seat is. Griha might have more on that. But Congress leading in 9, but if you put all the left parties together, they're leading in 10. But the problem for the India Alliance, again, it's the RJD that's pulling its weight for the entire alliance. The rest of the partners don't seem to be pulling their weight. 40 for the RJD. Between Congress, left, VIP, everyone put together, it's barely about 15 seats.
But is the RJD strike rate also looking weaker than the last time around, Zaka?
Absolutely.
Is it looking
absolutely.
weaker?
The strike rate is looking weaker because A, they contested more seats this time around, and B, they are not winning as much as they did last time around. Whose strike rate is improving as far as the NDA is concerned? It's the JDU, because it's already +7 from last time. Remember, the JDU won just 43 last time. The BJP had won 75, 74, so they're down 24. But remember, they're fighting less seats this time as well. Last time they fought 115, this time they're fighting 101. So you have to discount that extra 14 seats. But the BJP, it seems, has sort of decided to play second fiddle this time around, giving equal seats to JDU, and JDU is backing up that faith by increasing its tally already at 50. Like I said, if it goes at this rate, I suspect he will be pushing.
In fact, they decided we'll be 50-50 partner, and they are currently doing 50-50 partnership. That's what's happening. 101 seats each, and they're going at 50-51 seats as a lead down to 38. So some of the leads are transferring to the NDA. Is it a runaway victory? Look at the leads. 5 seats, just 5 more leads, and they would be past the halfway mark, or they would be at the halfway mark of 122. 6 more leads, and at 123, they would be past the post in terms of leads, and that would be significant. Look at the INDIA. It's just less than half now. Now exactly 2 out of the 3 leads are now going towards the NDA, as Sandeep Shastriji was saying. And more importantly, the cameo roles are also happening. So it's like a team play that's going on, because some of the smaller partners are also pulling their weight.
Yeah, I mean,
contrary
NJP
to
at
the
8, RLM at 5, Ham Party at 3, that itself is 16 seats, 16 leads as of now. So that is also contributing to this. Of 117. If you take away these 16, they'll be closer to 100. Again, that would, but that you would expect, because if the bigger parties are pulling their weight, then it has a sort of knock-on effect for the smaller ones as well. In the India alliance, that's not happening.
If this holds, you know, one thing would be very, very clear, that Rahul Gandhi's this yatra has damaged the alliance in many, many ways. One is that the whole optics of Rahul Gandhi preceding over Tejashwi, that who is the much stronger partner, you know, that actually pissed off the
Rahul
RJD.
Gandhi Yatra seats, 135 out of 243. The NDA is leading in 90 out of those, and India Alliance only at 41.
And
so
then
clearly
delaying the chief
impact.
ministerial candidate announcement from the Congress's side. I mean, Gehlot had to come in and then announce it,
Correct.
which
No,
Rahul should have done it.
Correct.
You know.
I think, you see, the Congress had played at, done a kind of bit of a gambling by changing its, social profile in Bihar, where they have tried, instead of consolidating on upper caste with the traditional vote bank, they moved towards the economically backward classes, etc. And took on JDU, that vote constituency, which they have not been very successful as far as this trend goes. So I think that is something that is, so they experimented, which has failed, or a boomerang.
So even on the Rahul Yatra seats, look at that. Congress only leading in 8, RJD leading in 27. So clearly there was a minimal impact of the SIR Yatra.
No, क्या कह रहे हैं sir?
Yes,
sir.
Yes, because they took on JDU, and JDU is just emerging stronger. So obviously the Congress is going to be the loser.
No, but the Congress, 1, gave the wrong tickets. 2, decided to unnecessarily create all this drama about who will be the CM face.
No, I
3,
don't think that
pulled the cart in a different direction.
Tejashwi
was drumming up
as we
something,
speak,
and this guy comes and pulls the yatra and the whole thing towards somewhere. So did you actually?
I think that's your
did the
view.
chori happen of the narrative actually?
No, you are entitled to
Did the
view.
chori
I
happen
don't
of
think
the
there
narrative
was
and not the vote?
any
Yeah.
doubt in the mind of a voter there that if the Mahagathbandhan wins, then Mr. Tejashwi Yadav will be the chief minister. There was no doubt about it. It was just that whether they said it or not, that's a matter of.
It is like the non-striker,
121.
the batsman calling for a single, and the non-striker said, "Nahi, boundary mark." Nahi, non-striker, no boundary mark.
NDA is just one shot of majority.
One shot of majority. One shot of halfway mark. One shot of halfway mark.
Now it is.
One shot. But now 122. The NDA at the halfway mark. There you go. The cycle of the NDA with the litti choka coming all the way and swinging right under the halfway mark. That's where it is. NDA and the Mahagathbandhan and the INDIA left far behind. The NDA 122, 2 out of the 3 leads this morning are going the NDA's way. There you go. And as it goes past right at 122, and we'll see whether or not the next lead takes it past the post and gets it past the post. That's where it is. Right at the halfway mark is the NDA. The special Litti Choka this morning is going their way. 63 leads, half 50%. 2 out of the 3 leads have gone to the NDA. This looks like a runaway victory, sir. अभी तो 200 सीट का भी लीड नहीं आया है. 190 पर पहुंच रहे हैं.
See, I think like what India Alliance did in terms of SIR Yatra, I think that was fine, because what it did, it actually mobilizes your cadres. So, but you had to build on from there. The problem is that the two partners sort of like campaign on very different narrative.
Correct.
Congress never left the SIR narrative, and by the sort of like campaign started, RJD and Tejashwi Yadav wanted a very different kind of narrative. So campaign didn't look cohesive for the India Alliance as it did for NDA.
So the NDA has now crossed the halfway mark. It's at 124. 124. Big leads as far as the JDU is concerned. The BJP, JDU neck and neck. BJP is down 19 from last time. They had 75. The JDU at 53, already plus 10 seats. The LJP, RLM and the HAM are pulling their weight. There are 16 seats between the 3 smaller parties. But it's the JDU, BJP story all the way, and in particular the JDU story, because they are gaining 10 seats from last time. As far as the RJD India Alliance is concerned, again, the bulk of the heavy hitting is being done by the RJD. It too is getting from different parts of the state, from the southern part of the state. They should have done better. They did better in the southern part, south of Magad last time around. They haven't this time around. We're also awaiting more results from that part. But they're also opening up in the central part of the state. You would expect them to do well in Simanchal. But look at the differential between the senior partner and the junior partner. 45 to the RJD. That's down 30. Last time he had 75. In fact, when there is on result day, they were the single largest party. They're down 30 from last time. The Congress at 19. They're down 9 from last time, leading only in 10. And the left parties between them have 10 seats. The VIP has opened its account in 1 seat. So right now we're looking at 124 to 68.
Right from day one, and never said this out loud, I'm saying it, the results may be irrespective of what the results are, was always of the opinion that in Bihar, Tejashwi should fight alone. Tejashwi should fight with some of the smaller local Bihar groups and then keep it open to tie up with the Congress once the results are settled. Perhaps the traction and perhaps the turnout for and the strike rate of the RJD would have gone up far greater had they fought in more number of seats and done better rather than ally with the Congress. Yeah.
Trends forward, the point which Rahul made about the campaign of the India Alliance not being
cohesive,
going together. On the other hand, if you look at the NDA campaign, though the JDU and BJP campaign were distinctive in their own ways, they were not pulling in opposite directions. The JDU focused on Nitish's government, the BJP focused on their central leadership and their governments in other states. So, in a sense, that complemented each other and did not lead to the challenges which you are seeing in the case of the India Alliance.
Yes,
there's also a story here to follow, continuing this discussion, that AIMIM, like the narrative that was built, that it's a B team of the BJP, I think that has worked. And then also the credit that was Congress, that they have consistently hyper-focused on minority issues and internationalized some of those issues. So I do think that little shift has happened, although it does establish a 20-something% base, voter base for them. The rest of it has
even region-wise, look at where the Congress has opened its account. 6 out of the 9 leads that they have right now are all in Simanchal. And you would imagine that that's the case, and that is how it's plotting itself on the map. But I think the problem...
That's what happened in Delhi Assembly also, if you remember.
The AIMIM voter, or those who the Muslim votes that did not want to vote for the BJP or the NDA, earlier gravitated to the AIMIM, now seem to have gone to the Congress, because the last time those AIM candidates immediately after elections defected into and joined the RJD. So they said कि अरे यही करने वाला तो उसी को दे दें. साकेत मिश्रा जी, गुड मॉर्निंग.
मॉर्निंग.
ये तो बिहार आपके बगल में ही है, आपके जहाँ से आप आते हैं, ईस्टर्न यूपी. थोड़ा सा दूर, ज्यादा नहीं. हवा उधर से. पर आपको क्या लग रहा है, हवा कैसे चल रही है?
हवा अच्छी चल रही है. I mean, it's a basic contradiction. I mean, when I stepping away from all the detailed discussions, I think one side there's a party that, to whatever extent, is believable in terms of what they want to do, the NDA, and they have a coherent program. The other side, you have a bunch of contradictory guys who actually do not have a common program, common ideology, except hate Modi. And that eventually cannot be a reason for governance. And Tejashwi, I suppose, has lost his value. So, you can have a chat GPT employment program, but without thinking, it doesn't really
So let
work.
me ask you this. The last time around, the NDA and the BJP had an attack dog in Chirag Paswan who was attacking Nitish. This time around, there was nobody like that. Why the recalibration? And it was all Nitish all the way. Why?
Because I think everybody realized that he is, in the circumstances, the best leader there is, and has the maturity to run the government and pull everybody together, and is performing, I would say, better than most chief ministers in the recent past in Bihar.
Now with 200 leads, the NDA is at 130, better, 5 more than what they had the last time around. With 43 leads more to come, can the NDA cross the 160 mark now in terms of leads? If these trends, if these leads hold, is the 160 looking possible?
Yes, it is looking possible, provided the numbers that are coming from the ground are actually correct, right?
Yeah.
Like if
the EVM countings have become, these are ballots. Now the counting centers, what they are reporting, these leads, moment it comes to 243, you will see more or less settling. Over the course of the next hour and a half, you will see the leads largely settling.
I think after an hour, things will become far more clear. Of course, India seems to have an advantage.
No, because 2 out of 3 leads for that to be reversed looks nearly impossible, although anything can happen with respect to Bihar. I would still hedge that and say that. But in this case, if 130 out of 200 leads, 201 out of 42 seats more to be declared, is 160 for the NDA looking possible?
It is looking possible, but personally, I can tell you that even if they get 125 seats, it doesn't make a difference beyond a point. A miss is as good as a mile. You get 1 or 2 seats over the halfway mark. You're forming the government.
But does it matter if JDU is higher than the BJP?
That will matter on the ground, because it'll show that a lot of things that we have been talking about in terms of the public discourse and among the people in that state, it has translated in terms of sentiment. Everybody says that, the Bihar election is about arithmetic. I thought that this time it was very, very sentiment driven.
It will matter for 2 reasons. Last time the BJP became much larger than JDU. So there was this whole thing that this is Nitish Kumar's last election. He's wiped out all of that. Also that he could be removed as chief minister later point. If he's far bigger, then it in Bihar, but also for national politics. Because Nitish Kumar's importance for national politics becomes far more important. He becomes as powerful as Chandrababu Naidu.
Within
So
the central
right now the breakup is BJP is leading in 59, the JDU in 54, but the JDU is up 11 from last time. The JDU won just 43 because 30 odd seats, the LJP factor hurt the JDU, so the JDU has picked up. The LJP did not have any seats last time. It's leading in 9, RLM in 5 and the Harm in 3. So that's 17 seats just within the 3 smaller parties. But it's really the story of these two, the bigger partners who are pulling their weight, and they are really...
The BJP is showing -15 because there are still about 40 leads to come. So they may make up and they may still emerge as the single largest party within the NDA, maybe 2 or 3 seats ahead of the JDU, or maybe 2 or 3 seats behind the JDU.
Is for compared to last time number. It's not about whether they're gaining.
Also, BJP is fighting less seats this time.
It's fighting much lesser seats.
If BJP and JDU are going to have similar numbers, then RJD cannot mathematically have number closer them. So then in case the fight is going to be between JDU and BJP, who emerges number 1, and given like just 202 out of 243, if you project that number, NDA will be 161.
Well, 130 leads out of 202 leads. 130 leads out of 202 leads for the NDA, 2 and 3 going towards the NDA as of now. That's what it's indicatively looking like. Now there's a little bit of a slip. NDA now comes down to 129. See, now these leads will start transacting a little and swinging a little. But we've got Sohail Seth also joining us. Sohail ji, good morning.
Good morning.
Bihar settled lag raha hai aapko?
I still think it's even Stevens. I don't think you can call the election in any which way. I'm only worried about what Prashant Kishore said once in an interview, where he said he doesn't want to be chief minister, but he wouldn't mind being kingmaker. So depending on how Jansaraj does, it's still
Jansaraj is leading in 3 seats as of now, Sohail ji.
So well, he can't be kingmaker. I can't imagine him even making a pawn, if you take the chess analogy. But it's still early. See, the problem I have is not with NDA or with the Mahagathbandhan. My problem is, and you know this better than I do, that you've had a chief minister who's been in power almost for 20 years. affairs is pitiable. Now, if he gets re-elected, I have to give credit for that more to Amit Shah than to Nitish Kumar, because this would require skillful electoral management when you've actually not done real development for the people. So, I mean, that's my belief. So
But in terms of real development, the pull from Raghav that connects Raghopur to Patna is something that was 20 years in waiting. It has happened. The airport at Purnia, nobody thought that it will ever happen, and it has happened. The airport in Patna, nobody thought it will happen, and it has happened. So there are a lot of things that Bihar did not have, it has now.
No,
but yes, there are a lot of things Bihar should have and it doesn't have. I agree there too.
You're right. But look at unemployment. People, infrastructure money is spent by the government. Most of it, as you know, is stolen by contractors who have a deep nexus with the politician. I'm talking about jobless growth. I'm talking about employment. I'm talking about people having not to migrate out of their home states. You know how many people from Bihar, especially the young, are actually moving out to different states because they don't see a future for themselves. And by the way, many years ago, and I must flag this off because it'll be of interest to your viewers, I wrote an article where I said, look at the irony of Bihar. 50% of the doctors at that point in time in All India Institute of Medical Sciences were from Bihar. And so were 50% of the patients, which means Bihar hadn't developed its own healthcare infrastructure. Second point I made is 50% of the IAS officers at that point in time were from Bihar. And yet Bihar's development suffered. So there is a tinge of irony that we must contend ourselves to.
No, I think in terms of a mission statement for whoever forms government and the Bihar 2025 has to be that the Bihari should not have to go out of Bihar.
Absolutely.
I think that has to be, in terms of, it should not be forced. It should have the option to, but should not be forced. There should be enough and more that should be for them to stay back. Just quickly going across to Shivani over in Patna. Shivani, you got a lot of guests around and people. What's the mood with the early trends coming through? Whose shoulders are drooping and whose are not?
Yes, so mood here is, the mood here, Anand, is that these are unexpected lines. The big parties, BJP, JDU and the RJD are all pulling their weight. Their numbers are not surprising to anybody. But I want to get you the story of the supporting acts. I have with me the LJP, the Congress, the HAM, even Jan Swaraj. I'll get quick reactions from them. LJP fought on half the seats that Congress did. But your strike, it's going to be much, much better. LJP's number and Congress numbers are virtually the same. And that is where the story lies between the two alliances. Are you happy with the LJP numbers so far?
Of course we are, but I'm sure in coming time we are going to increase our seat. And to exact poll, we are very happy. We are going to make government with the thumping victory.
And Congress was supposed to be the laggard of the Mahagathbandhan, and the numbers that are coming out, just about 10-11 leads for the Congress party. You are going to bring down the Mahagathbandhan.
No, it is not like that. This time we have, since 9 months, we have worked hard on the ground, and it is the only party who raised the issue of the Bihar and Biharis, and we are fighting for the right of Biharis. So I can bet you, and I'm very sure that as the time progresses and as the ballot magical box opens, the number will be in favor of Congress and India.
But the BJP allies are doing well, and HAM is also with us. Happy with the performance so far?
देखिए पूरी तरह से, और हम लोग आश्वस्त हैं कि हम लोग 2010 के प्रदर्शन को दोहराएंगे और हम 3/4 बहुमत से आएंगे. बाकी तो अभी 2 घंटे में सब कुछ क्लियर हो जाएगा.
क्लियर हो जाएगा. पिक्चर अभी थोड़ी बाकी है, but there are of course leads that have come on virtually 200 seats and already the majority mark for the NDA. I have Jan Swaraj representative with me. I think I see 3 seats, 3 leads for the JSP. Are you happy with the early trend so far?
Definitely we are happy and we are hopeful also. And as numbers are increasing slowly, so we are hoping whenever actual results will come, you will see definitely significant.
What is your internal assessment?
No, we have not done any assessment, and we do not make any claims. But we definitely say that whatever change is whatever change we see in the Bihar, that is only because of us. Bihar is talking on the lines of development. Bihar is talking on the lines of agenda, and that's what we have given to the Bihar.
Absolutely. So all parties here waiting with bated breath, Anand.
Well, thanks for that. And when you say hum, I am reminded of Bachchan Saab and hum and ek dusre se karte hain pyar hum. That's what the NDA seems to be saying to each other this time around, contrary to 2020 viewers. And aap humse pyar karte hain. Continue to watch, continue to stay with us, not just on TV, and also you can watch us on YouTube.
Currently leading in, I think, 50,000 views, more than 50,000 views.
Namaste, thank you. See this, ek dusre se karte hain pyar, hum has been established. Thank you so much. And on Connected TV also, continue to stay with us, please. Let's go across to the live result hub. Griya is joining us with more details. 203 leads, and of which 132 for the NDA. So they're slowly inching up. Yes.
As you've come to me, Anand, there is the first call that has died right now come in from Bhojpur district.
Bhojpur mein? Shahpur.
From Shahpur, and we have a lead, BJP lead, Rakesh Ranjan is leading from there.
Rahul Tiwari, RJD.
So overall,
okay, Rahul Tiwari, RJD. The tables have turned now. RJD is leading.
Overall in Bhojpur, it seems neck and neck. It's 17 to the NDA, 16 to the India Alliance. RJD is doing reasonably okay. Now the India Alliance has gone up to 17. So RJD is doing okay in Bhojpur. The problem for the RJD was last time around they won a lot of seats here in the Magad belt. That doesn't seem to be converting. And here, of course, in the Bhagalpur belt, which traditionally has been Nitish Kumar's stronghold, the party that's doing well across regions, seats alone. If you look at just the seats, 55, and they are up 12 from last time. They had 43 last time. The BJP had 74. They're down 14, but then they're also fighting 14 seats less. But look at this. The JDU doing well in the eastern part of the state. It's doing well in the northern part of the state, the Mithila belt as it were, and also up north in the Champaran side. So they're getting across regions. When a party starts doing well across regions, then you know it's pulling its weight. As far as the RJD is concerned, the RJD last time around, just pulling up the RJD seats, it is pulling the bulk of the weight as far as this alliance is concerned. 45 seats where the RJD is leading, Congress only in 11. But look at the geographical pattern. There's a cluster here. There are few odd seats here in Simanchal, but in the rest, in the central part of the state, I hardly see any RJD. Here in the south, again, I don't see any RJD. Here, if you go back to the 2020 map, there was a lot of RJD and CPI-ML in this part of the state, which is south of Magad. But I don't see that.
With your permission, I'm just going to walk across here. चक्करलस चल रहा है मुझे बताइए ये तब से आपके बीच में ये गुफ्तगू चल रही है व्हाट इज इट दैट यू आर डिस्कसिंग एंड देयर वाज सम स्लाइसिंग डाइसिंग एंड ऑल गोइंग ऑन व्हाट वर यू डूइंग
मिठाई का फ्लेवर कौन सा
those rasgullas we saw at somebody's house.
Yeah, that was gulab
jamun.
Now this is deflection, viewers. They are deflecting. They were talking something else.
We were actually talking about development. I mean, in this case, it was just a little bit about Bombay. But I think it's about the theme of the center and the states working together and improving things that haven't been done for years.
Okay.
So whether it was Maharashtra, whether it's UP, and I think increasingly you talked about the airports, etc. in Bihar.
Yeah.
I think the same story is going to continue. Bihar has.
So you hazard a guess.
Yeah.
I think they were talking about whether they're going to be Devendra in Bihar or not, or there will be Eknath Shinde's continuation.
No, sir, that conversation of talking totally diametrically opposites was Tejashwi and Rahul Gandhi, sir. One was talking unemployment, the other one was talking vote chori. But you are saying you disagree with Sohail Sheikh?
Yeah, because I think there is a, you know, see, Bihar has.
आपकी कुर्सी कहाँ गई? देखिए इनकी कुर्सी कहाँ है? भाई कुर्सी लाओ जाके
लड़ाई तो कुर्सी
लेके आता लाइए
The whole fight is
आपकी कुर्सी आ गई
Politics within a TV channel is far more dire than in actual politics.
किसका कुर्सी का
ये बोल रहा है कि मेरी कुर्सी भाई आप कुर्सी खाली छोड़ के जाएंगे या तो कुर्सी ले जाएगा या कोई वहाँ बैठ जाएगा
आपका बैग नहीं गया वैसे
but they are all disagreeing with on the infrastructure bit with Sohail Sheikh.
Very simple thing. I think Bihar has particular constraints. For instance, there isn't enough non-agricultural land to be used with industries. So we need a slightly different model in Bihar for development. That will come through the connectivity that's happening. So it's easy to say, you know, it's jobless growth, etc. It doesn't happen in a day. You start having connectivity, you start having highways, you start improving people's quality of life in terms of healthcare. And eventually people will come back and start to do things on their own because the safety net of having to live in Bihar and being able to have a decent existence will give them an incentive to start.
But Sohail did not make a point about industry.
On the video wall.
Yeah, Sohail is here. Let's open him up here and then we can all talk to Sohail also. But Sohail ji did not talk, Sohail said did not talk about industry. What he said is IAS officers and healthcare, doctors. More doctors from Bihar, he has made a point in the past, but why those doctors are not in Bihar? And why is there poor healthcare in Bihar? That has not...
Let me tell you why.
Jay.
Let me tell you why. I couldn't get the name of the gentleman who was
Saket
Mishra.
Saket,
thank you. See, the point is, A, I'm not looking for agreement. B, it's an opinion which is based on how industry warms up to states. Today, states are actually markets. As we speak, the unveiling of the CII summit is going to happen in Visakhapatnam. Who's doing it? Chandrababu Naidu. Nitish Kumar started off early in a very dramatic and positive manner. If you recall, Anand and Zaka, you will remember that Nandu Singh, NK Singh, was appointed as the chief economic advisor for the state. I will only give you one real life instance to counter what Saket was saying. We all went to Patna, and there's a hospital there called the Guru Tegh Bahadur Hospital. It's government run. It was in a pitiable state, still is, by the way. I'm talking about 20 years ago. And there was an offer made to do a public-private partnership. And who objected to it? The government bureaucrats, because obviously they were going to make money of the hospitals as they always do. It is not right for anyone, including Saket or me, to say this had happened, that is. My issue is as follows. A, you don't need highways to attract people. You need safety, you need law and order, and you need a willingness for industry. No, hear me out. Services, businesses don't require highways when I last checked. So let's not even go there. Today, Bihar is portrayed in a negative way on Jamtara. You think the average Bihari youth is not bright enough? He's far sharper than most of us imagine.
Right.
There is no services business. There is no services in Bihar to the extent it could have had. Number two, healthcare is not there to the extent it could have had. My point is, for 20 years, now if you tell me you built one highway and one, a road and 3 projects, damn good. You shouldn't be given a gold medal for that. Who's spending? Government.
So, Sohailji, okay. Yes, Nalin has a point. Yeah, Nalin.
So Bihar has grown at a CAGR of about 11% over the last decade, which is the 9th fastest, on par with UP, but below Madhya Pradesh and below, of course, the richer states of Andhra, Gujarat, Karnataka, and
but
so
from
on.
a low base.
From much lower base, of course. So the point I'm trying to make is now, it's real, in real terms, growth is 6.4%, but if you look at the per capita income, I'm coming to what Sohail was saying, Bihar per capita income is 33,966 rupees a year. UP is almost double at 51,898, and even Jharkhand, which broke out of Bihar, is almost double of Bihar at 64,347, right, per capita. So that is the nature of the economy of the state.
जनार्दन है if they think दाग अच्छे
no the fact that whoever gets the mandate today, let's say as of now it looks like the NDA who are nearing 140, whoever gets the mandate today, the next 5 years they have to show far greater amount of
खुशी से मन जाते हैं जो तेरी बात पे एतबार होता।
हाँ देखिए अगर नीतीश बाबू को नहीं चुनते तो बिहार में अब भी जंगल राज होता। मैं आपको बुला रहा हूं।
I have also maintained in previous programs, I think it's also the failure of the anti-incumbent, the opposition, that they have not made this the number one issue. If today jobs was the number one issue, we wouldn't be looking at NDA 129 and India
opportunities
65.
was the but somebody decided they wanted to do hashtag SIR. Somebody still wants to do hashtag vote chori, not job. Yes, Sandeep ji, and then Prem Gandhi.
We need to contextualize the whole question of where Bihar. Let's remember where Bihar was 20 years back when Nitish came, and where Bihar is now. So, if we were to compare Bihar with other states in a present situation, I don't think we are being fair to the state.
Anyway, how it has progressed in
one comment. I think like historically, yes, Bihar.
So, you're on mute. 1 sec.
Historically, Bihar has problems. Yes, Nitish Kumar didn't deliver what he was expected to deliver in last 10 years. He did really well from 2005 to say 12 or 13. But from 13 onwards, this man was also fighting a political battle. Right, between 13 and 25, he has been changing party because it was also a question of his political survival. Now, if Nitish Kumar today comes as like a number 1 or number 2 party, We hope that in twilight, if he's getting a grand welcome from the voter, he also gives something grand to the state. And so let's hope for
what
that.
all pollsters predicted, around 140 mark, that's where the NDA's leads are. We'll come back to this conversation after quick check on the numbers.
Currently the BJP at 60, it's down 14, remember, but it's fighting 14 seats less. It fought 115 last time, 101 this time around. The JDU neck and neck at 59. The JDU, to my mind, is the big victor of this election if these leads hold, because they're already up 16 from last time, so they will be pushing closer to 65. The LJP is also a big winner. Out of the 29 seats that they fought, they're already leading in. They had none last time around. The RLM and the Hum party, the smaller parties, have 9 seats between them. So the smaller parties are also pulling their weight in the NDA alliance. As far as the India alliance is concerned, it is all the way the RJD, even though the RJD is down 30 seats from last time. The RJD was the single largest party last time around with 75 seats. It's down 30 seats. The Congress is down 7. Congress contested 70 last time, won 19. Right now contesting 61, leading only in 12. So the Congress's strike rate is further less than what it was last time around. The CPML has 6. VIP has opened his account with 1. CPM and CPI at 1 each. Again, the left parties had 15 last time around. They are down to just 8. So the smaller parties are also not pulling their weight in the India alliance. It's the RJD that's doing the bulk of the heavy lifting, and that's not good enough to compete with the NDA.
The RJD is also minus. The RJD is also minus, and interestingly, the way Chirag Paswan is pulling, out of 29, if he's leading in 11, and if he settles somewhere around 15, does he make up a strong candidate for a deputy chief minister? And then, is there a possibility that the future leadership in Bihar could move to perhaps younger shoulders?